Prison. So, that's a decent draw. Okay, nothing good there. Do you understand how many packs of this I opened today to get this card? Okay, not doing well so far. Ferret Flames is actually a really good card for us. Oh, wow. Okay, this card's incredible, but we have to pull the Pendulum Yosenju's. Okay, we are pulling a lot of Simorgh crap, I will say. Sabu 2-1. Great. More packs like this. If we could just open this exact pack 3 more times, we could not lose. Revolt. Keep that in the back of your head. This is a beast. Oh, and secret move. You're kidding me. Alright, so I mean, we just need monsters, and we also do need the Pendulum guys that are rares. That's Yosenju L and R, but we only need one of them. Alright, this one came out. No. Venom, and a 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 venom, 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 venom. Wow. Comma 1, Chusik, very good. Stop giving me Simorghs, my god. I really don't want to play this. Oh, whoa, Garuda. Oh, Breaker! That's our first 3. Good stuff, good stuff. We've got about half the Yosen we want, but, you know, we're about halfway done with the pack pulls, so pretty good stuff. Sure. That's L, big L. Kodam. I don't know what that is. Something's going on here. Another Sabu, that's good. Kraken, sure. Second secret move. Okay, good start, good start. A lot of rare crap in here. We pulled really high end, but like I said, we're actually hoping to pull low end here. That's really what we're looking for.
10 packs of the Myth Lord archetype, as Joseph tried to tell us. Oh my gosh. Okay, our luck is finally turning around in 2023. So we were talking about on the start of the stream, but while we were obviously chasing a win for a while, and it has been nice getting a couple wins the last few episodes here, now we are chasing a streak, because we've not gotten a streak in a very long time. We have, okay, I mean, that's not a bad Link monster. Nah, not the best pull, though. I'm sure we got more pulls in here, though, that are going to be good. But yeah, it has been a while since I've gotten a streak, so it'd be nice to get 2 wins in a row. Start of my 20-win streak. Oh, we have Blackout. Okay. Endymion's Lab. I've never seen that in my life. And we have a couple random. So here are the cards that I'm like kind of worried about, these lower rarity, like random non-pendulum monsters. Now Defender is not bad. That was actually played in Spellbook format. It's pretty good in Battle Pack 3 as well. Maybe it's good in a sealed environment like this. It's probably playable. But yeah, we really need to see some of those pendulum monsters. Solemn Scolding is hilariously powerful. Servant. Okay, there we go. That is the card that we want to see. Is this limited in this game? I can't remember.
That would have been too much if that...
Oh, wait.
If that was another DB Saber, oh my god, that would have been so ridiculous.
Whoa, big carrot curry synchro. Okay, okay. Something beast magic attack, and we're gonna have a lot of reading to do. I really have not read the ones that are not played competitively. You know, I've read, and even the ones that I played against competitively, I haven't really like. Oh my gosh, we pulled a Zora. This is not in the pack. But we have Artemis, so we literally have a combo to make like a rank 4 if we want to. Huh. Another Endymion, by the way, or Servant, by the way, which is crazy. Huh. Both seem pretty good so far. No, URs from the pack.
It's always so awkward if you, when you pull a out of pack card that should be in the pack, or that is in the pack, but you just pulled it out of the pack. This always feels hella awkward.
If that was like a rare or a super, maybe that pack would have been like okay to go into, but I think that card's like pretty good. Ooh, hollow. Oh, well. Okay, so funny story that you guys might not know. I actually crafted this to unlock the pack, and then I was gonna get rid of it, but we pulled a Royal Rare version of this card. So if we do happen to play this in our deck, we'll play the Royal Rare version just like that. And we played that Royal Rare Tribe Infected Virus last week, but pretty crazy card actually. It looked like a not bad choice if we do want to play that field spell. I'm pretty sure we're gonna play the field spell, right? We have to. A playset of Servant and a Jackal King. Okay, just a Cerberus away from a very good combo. And I mean, it's just like a good card in general, though. To be fair, yeah. But if we can pull the if we can pull the Cerberus, it's gonna be huge. Final pack here, 10 of 10. What do we got? Okay. That's not bad. Reflection is okay. That is not a bad pickup. Yeah, okay. We actually have like a really strong start to our deck. We're looking for some spell cards. We're looking for the big boss monster, of course. Let's open 10 more packs and see what we pull.
All right. Oh, come on.
Many gay packs?
That's comma 2. That's great.
You just pull a lot of gay packs?
Right.
Yep.
Oh, come on.
He doesn't want
That's
gay
comma
packs.
2. That's great.
He needs the shitty, the in quotes shitty cards. He does not need the rare cards.
Okay, that's good. Glad to see all this happening in the front half of the pack. Construct. Okay. Finally an Oyam. Jeez Louise. Second Sword Sting. Oh, we got Heatot. That's a big one. Heatot's a big one, actually. Excellent. Oh, what a great pack that was. Okay, please God, more of the rares. Not that rare. Oh, we got R! Great. Okay, so we have L and R. And now we just need more commas. We need commas 1 and 2 and 3. We actually need 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3s. That's 2. And this is another Simorgh Bird of Sovereignty. Excellent. So that is not remotely what we're looking for here. Oh boy. Do we have to play Simorgh? I feel like we can't. Oh. Okay. Swamp Mirror is actually really good. Hyper Library. Another Heatot. We will probably just play Elector anyway. Stop. Oh, Herald's good. We'll play that. Another R. We're getting
Edge.
here in the close.
Nice.
Stop with the... Oh my god. Look at this! Every pack, multiple supers. Comma 2. Comma 1. Thank you. Alright, give me a 3. Nope, I will take it. Last pack. Can we get some more 3s? 2 3s in the close would actually just save everything. Okay, looks like we have no additional 3s, but I still like our lineup. Third Heatot. We got the Heatot playset. We got 1 3. Incredible. This is a lot to work with. It's a lot to work with for sure. We're going to have to consider Simorgh, but even if we don't end up playing it, I do think we have a pretty decent set.
10 more packs. The Myth Lords. Not as good this time around, but a couple URs. Temporal Magical Library. Multiple Destruction. Chaos Orc. Can we maybe play
Ooh,
that?
20 light.
There probably are a lot of lights and darks.
That's
in
cool.
this pack.
I don't have one though with 4 slots. Well, you don't. I actually don't really need them.
I don't know if we want to play Like, I just don't know how many Pendulum cards we're going to be able to play.
But I do also remember that that I had one in the shop for like 110,000 or something like that.
Celine
And I could not afford it at the time.
That's a good card. It's a good finisher, but it's not really a starter, which is maybe what we wanted more. But it is a good pickup. Like, that's probably good. That's probably good. Oh my gosh, another UR. What we got? There we go, Master Cerberus. Holy shit. Okay. Wow. Master Cerberus, Jackal, 3 Servant. It's looking good. It's looking good so far. Yeah, for sure. Wow. Crazy pack here. Magic Cylinder. Another Endymion. Oh my gosh, another... another Robin? Oh my god. I hope... Can we summon this? I will try... Like, I'll do whatever I can to summon this. I will try my best. Level 1. Yeah, I don't know about that. That's gonna be tough. Mind blowing. Oh my gosh. Okay, we finally pulled a Citadel. Holy shit. So maybe the Endymion is playable then. I don't know why that's a super. Like, it's so old.
I almost died.
A 3rd copy? So can we search the Citadel right now? I can't remember. I don't really know. Maybe it was like... We didn't pull, I think the actual like Rhoda for these cards is a super rare. But, could be wrong. Maybe we'll still pull it, who knows? That's not bad. Daybreaker, man, we pulled like every Link monster in this pack, but that's really not what we want to see. The extra deck cards aren't completely useless in this deck, but the main deck cards are just so much more important. Whoa, okay. Is this like an MVP final pack? This is where Joseph sits there and he goes, okay, I'm looking for 2 copies of the Rhoda and 1 copy of Big Endymion. Big Endymion. Oh man, fuck you. Fucking Daybreaker. Oh my gosh, the Endymion last pack, the Okay, what? You just have to ask?
You just have to ask and it gives? What?
Oh my gosh. Okay, I think we have a deck on our hands. Let's get to building.
Well, here's the list. I mean, it looks pretty good to me. Yosenju, unfortunately, has not aged particularly well in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh!, but we've got 3-1, 3-2. We've got A3, A Chusik, double Sabu. And then outside of that, we're playing a lot of the 6s. Historically, these didn't see a lot of play, but I know them from Junior Journey, where they were a house. We pulled a playset of Heaton, which is crazy. And we also pulled a playset of Sword Sting and a couple of copies of Secret Move. The short of it is, we pulled almost everything that we wanted. The question is just going to be, is Yosenju good enough to compete with what Doug is playing? And I guess we'll find out.
Okay, here is our deck. It seems really powerful. We have 3 copies of Servant, we have 3 Abductors, we have 3 copies of Jackal, and just a lot of really good cards. Now, we can draw some awkward hands, but I think this should be a pretty good episode. I think MET is going to need a pretty strong deck to have a chance against this strategy, but let's get into the duels and find out. First or second, I actually just think that your deck doesn't do anything going first, so you can go first.
Yeah,
well, I guess it does something, right? If you draw that trap card, it's going to do stuff. I told you guys, I told chat that MBT is just going to use the mutant field. I don't have to tell him to use it. And they were like, you gotta remind him. I don't have to remind him. He'll know.
Fool, you thought you were the only pendulum deck. Common Yosenju L.
Okay, yep.
I know what you're thinking. Wow. It's incredible. Next, normal summon. Yosenju Sabu. I'll activate you.
Yeah.
We're gonna grab...
I also just realized, and I do like when they do this with fields, that we both have different mutants in our chambers. I think yours is the... I actually don't know. I think yours is like
mine's yours is M05, mine's ST46.
Okay, so you have the spell trap. Okay, that's what I thought.
Pink. Great. We're gonna grab Heatot.
What's that do? Not be special summons, but pendulum summon. Okay. Comes 11. Sure.
And then come to the field.
Yeah. Please tell me this is like something crazy cool. Ow. Oh. Okay, that guy is terrifying looking. And both these guys. These are not Yu-Gi-Oh cards. You created these. You made these up.
We're gonna go Sabu, shuffle. Really don't want to shuffle Misak, but it's definitely correct to do. Yeah, we're gonna shuffle Misak. A set Yosenju Whirlwind.
Okay.
And then we will set one.
Oh, okay.
By the way, where's my Del Saber's arm?
None of these bounce, right? Or this one bounces. This one bounces. Oh, the scale bounces? Oh shit. Wait, what?
Yep. This deck's very bad, Doug.
Oh, unless it was activated in this turn. Okay. How about that? How about that one? Okay, so let's go mythical institution. I think I should have done this first. Yeah, I'm gonna normal summon Breaker.
That's fine.
Yeah, I think I'm doing this one. I think I'm just gonna do this.
Alright, I can't let you do that, Doug.
Yeah. Okay. Wait, why
So, here's the
can you
thing.
use this?
Yeah, that's a good question. Chad was like, it says card, it says card. No,
Oh.
it says I need to...
Yeah, but it says, I guess it was like
all
printed
face-up
before
monsters you control.
minimum 1 was
See,
being printed
I
in the
thought
parentheses.
minimum one was also kind of...
Implied, right? Implied.
Right, yeah, because like,
You
I
can't
just
use an
don't
effect
have
that doesn't
these
make
monsters.
In all face-up monsters you control. Well, actually, no, hold on. It says all face-up monsters you control are Yosenju monsters. So this means that every face-up monster you have is a Yosenju monster.
Right.
So because you have no monsters, none of them are not Yosenjus. I don't know. It's
None
weird.
of them are Yosenju.
But none of them are not Yosenju.
See, if it said, and you control no face-up non-Yosenju monsters, I'd be like, oh, that's easy.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I think we're just gonna go. Yeah, we're gonna scale
Chad
this.
says, the parentheses in Magic the Gathering are implied. In Yu-Gi-Oh, they are literally rules text. Oh, fuck, we're dead. Oh, jeez, that's the end of the game.
I guess it doesn't matter which one I put out. This one's gonna remove from anywhere. Yeah, I'll add this. I don't think it is the end of the game. I think you're not doing too bad.
Oh, maybe we're okay. Okay, let me... Oh, that's a decent draw.
Oh, no.
Alright, so we will scale Hitan. We'll activate the effect of Hitan.
Yeah.
Pendulum summon. 1. I normal summon Yosenju, 1.
Okay.
I activate the effect.
Yeah.
I will normal summon Yosenju Magat, attributing Yosenju Sabu.
Okay.
Since I've normal summoned Yosenju Magat, I will special summon a Yosenju monster from my deck.
36. I'm probably not dead.
I feel like if I'm not killing you, it's always 3.
Yeah.
Alright, and then because I control another Yosenju monster, I'll activate the effect of 1. Let's just get all those counters off that.
Yeah, see, that was like kind of the tricky part. Like, do I search a level 2? Which at the moment I actually don't know. Or wait, is it up to? Level equal to? I don't even know what the level 2s I have in my deck are. So I was just like, I don't want to search a...
We will add...
You did not have comma 1 when I passed to you. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say. Yeah, you got the sword thing.
That's my draw for turn.
Yeah. Some face cards.
Right, I'm feeling pretty good about this.
Oh, I guess I thought it was level 1.
Oh, whoops. I should not have gotten Sword Sting. I didn't realize that half of my guys were going to stay.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because they were special. Oh, perfect. Just what I
right,
wanted.
yeah.
Okay.
That's how it works.
So,
We ain't reading today.
Well, I don't think I have any. We're just gonna go, yeah, normal this, activate this,
Cool. Epic.
place on this, I guess. Add the, yep, yeah, I mean, I'll, oh, because you can remove any, yeah, to add this. I mean, that's a card. I'm just kind of clicking buttons to, I think I'm dead anyway.
I mean, clicking
I
buttons.
mean, I can get this to
it's
3 counters.
It's a national pastime.
Yeah, that, I think the math
Oh,
just
fuck.
works out here. Oh, I have to individually click them. Okay, yep.
Yeah, it's stupid.
So we'll do that. Get rid of those. Summon this. Place the counter.
2 counters.
2 counters. This gets a counter. We can activate this. Removing counter from here, counter from here, counter from here. Tribute. Okay. And then 8,000? No, no. I'm kidding,
Yes.
I'm kidding.
Correct.
I think it's just this one. I think it's this one. Like you have to get a pendulum card. So I summon
Oh, jeez.
Jackal King. Yeah, let's go battle phase. Attack. I don't think
That's fine.
phase 2. Let's go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh well. That's a card.
Number 1. Yeah, I was spell kind of short there.
Yeah. Okay.
Will magic cylinder this.
You are shitting. That you're joking. Is that in the set?
No. What do you mean? Is it? Oh, it is magical. It is magical. You're right.
Yeah. You know. It's
Yeah,
sitting
no, that's
in-
fair.
yeah. That's the second time. I heard yes, it is.
I activate
Oh, holy fucking shit!
mythical beast
Oh.
master.
No.
Server.
That's wow. That's really not good. That's fine. Is that your draw for turn? That was a
Yeah.
draw, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
can't complain too much. Okay, so I. Yeah. So I'm just double check this card with check. Spell check. Yeah. Okay.
Fine.
Fact. Pop the new set. It was another
Was secret
secret
move. It was
move.
secret move.
Oh, gosh. You think you know someone? Well, let's do this.
So sick of this fucking card.
I know. The 2006 special. Okay. Let's just go search. See who we got in there. Sorry, this is a tough one. This is a tough one.
Have a little boy.
Add this. Normal summon.
Yeah.
Activate effect.
Yeah.
3. Okay, so I summon
Sure.
Basilisk. And then we're gonna go this. I'm gonna go
Yep.
effect.
Yup.
Summon the big guy.
There he is.
Okay. Oh my god, wait, I have to decide how many counters are getting removed. I don't even know what the search targets are. Oh my god, these have to be exact? Oh, this is horrible. No, this is hell. This is actual hell. Okay, let me think about this. I think it's just the highest. Oh my gosh,
There,
it's
yeah.
terrifying. I hate this. like Rhoda, but you have to declare the card name before you do it.
6, 7. The hell are you getting for 7?
Oh!
Oh! Oh, we pulled all the UI.
I see this card
Okay.
scale effect. Yeah, yeah. We're just gonna act like that. We're just gonna play.
Yep.
4. Oh, but then I won't have it.
What's going on?
Nothing. Don't worry about it. Okay?
You have swords down here.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, who am I putting back in the hand? For sure, this guy, this asshole, for sure. I feel like we can.
It wasn't lethal the other way, but yeah, there was obviously I shouldn't have just not won. And that's why we keep losing. What do you mean, dude? Like.
We have many draws that actually
Okay,
do it here, but if I pass back to you, I am dead. I believe.
Is there a way? Yeah, but check this out. Check this out.
Okay.
Because this is a scale 8.
Yeah.
I can pendulum summon.
Who did we not? That's crazy. Good job.
Yeah.
Let's go Jackal.
Yeah.
Hopefully it doesn't have. Oh my god, it does have less defense. That one's on me. And I guess that just forces you to comma attack. Why did I summon
Hey,
this
come on.
one?
We have so many draws.
Just because it doesn't
That's like
search
the
or anything.
worst possible draw.
It doesn't trigger, guys. Like, what's the point? Is the vanilla? I don't know.
Hmm.
Oh my god, that was your top deck.
It's not very good.
Yeah, I mean
Oh yeah.
it's not terrible, but yeah, sure. Not
Yeah, this is Brody.
okay. Thanks for the comments. Oh, this one.
I know.
Yep. If it's getting too complicated, I think passing is a viable option. Just to save your brain power.
You think
for the
so,
next
actually?
game. Yeah. Like, I don't want you wasting all the brain. Yep. Okay, yep, that's everything. Okay. Are we seriously gonna lose because of defense? I actually don't think we're gonna lose at this point. Which sounds a little BMing to just announce to Joseph, but I think like because we know that Joseph doesn't have a hand here, we can kind of see like the cards I have, and the fact that like these two bounce back to his hand and clear his own board. Yeah, it makes it a little.
Okay.
Yeah, what's the target here?
Guess it has to be Abductor. It's like so bad.
3 guns on. Boosted.
Look how big they are.
Yeah. Okay.
Look how big they got here at the very end.
That was 26. Okay, I draw.
Can you manage to? I think you just PS and rebel. Yeah, let's go there.
Oh my god. Okay, it's time.
Yeah.
For the
so I
next
messed up that one. I definitely had a what's it called? I'll take second. Big surprise. I had a Sword Sting Fever. I forgot that the Yosenjus aren't spirit monsters.
Yeah.
That they don't always return back to the game. My bad, everyone. You can flame me in the comments.
Nah, it's fine.
We might not get a game 3 out of this.
No, I think you're actually. Well, I could do. There is a play here. I'm just gonna set this.
Sure.
And normal summon. Go. Go ahead. Oh, wait.
You've got many draws that do it, but who knows?
Okay, that's what I like to hear.
So, go training ground.
Wait, isn't Mind even worse than Soul?
Normal Sabu.
Hmm.
Sabu adds.
I think Geist is the best one.
Ads. Wait, why does this add?
Huh?
It didn't add, right? It
Wow,
didn't
I am.
because it's
I am so stupid. I'm legitimately the stupidest
no.
man who ever lived.
That's just frustrating card design.
Wow. I
Holy
wanted to
crap.
shuffle training grounds, but it's a Yosen.
Yeah, it's a
Not a
Yosen.
Yosenju.
Yeah,
Awesome.
there's just like a couple of those that are just Yosens.
And now I'm gonna lose the whirlwind. Ooh.
I didn't realize it was.
Oh, I'm just dead here. I just lose.
Oh no! It's fine.
Wow. This is. Wow. That cost me everything. There's nothing I can do from this position. Yeah.
Oh no, Joseph, no, it's fine. I'm gonna attempt to.
Yeah, I mean, it's Sword Sting, but I
Sword Sting, okay.
can't even activate it because
That just bounces the breaker.
get breaker again, right? You know. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Normal summon.
Yeah.
I think I had the +5, +15 and right at the beginning, like the second or third time I recrafted it.
Did not like,
But I brain farted really bad and now, well,
3 is like
Here it's gonna pay off.
Here it's gonna pay off.
now I'm searching for it 5 minutes later still.
Okay. So fact. We'll go for.
Well, I didn't really brain fart, I just did not know what the actual percentages of the weapon are.
For the Jackal King.
There it is.
Yeah, it's definitely not bad. Battle phase 16, 24.
It's a soul ray gun. No.
Set 1.
Ah. The worst one.
Yeah, I guess
I
I'll just do
think
this just so that if you
I should have looked at that up.
kind of.
Yeah.
It gets 2
It's
combos
the
for
monster
each one?
negate. Oh yeah.
Oh shit, that's good.
That's crazy.
Sorry, chat.
I don't think
Didn't
there's a
know,
draw
didn't
that
know.
does it here.
They get the 2 counters. Oh, interesting.
Interesting indeed.
Yeah. If that happens to be another sword sting, it's kind of scary. Actually. So here's what it is. We'll go battle. We'll attack. I think some of those guys have like a lot of defense. Nope, apparently not that one. Don't the pendulum scales have like a lot of defense? Maybe. Who knows?
I wouldn't know.
Yeah. Who would
I ain't got
set
none of
that?
them.
Yeah. Who would set? It?
Oh, right on time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You gotta get the L going for sure.
Gotta get the L going. Oh, Joseph. I'm sorry, man.
Oh, that's okay.
Kind of a
I threw this one.
kind of a
This was
lackluster game 3.
This was one of the master roulettes of all time.
Yeah, I gotta increase this card's win rate though. Sorry, I gotta summon it and then GG's, man. Sorry for kind of an anticlimactic final one there.
That's fine. I think if there's anything we can say about this game, it's that we both played the decks to the best of our ability.
Yeah, 0 misplays, no decisions that we would change. Basically, a duel that was so perfect it was scripted.
Nice.
wouldn't put Hog there.
You want to make a
And
tier
now
list
your
after
tier
this?
list
We'll make a tier list together. Let's make a tier list.
Listen, I'm not. No,
No, we can look at the TikTok comments and talk about the TikTok comments.
I gotta go feed Sully, so give me a minute to feed Sully while you figure this out.
All right, sounds good. All right, chat. A very scuffed special edition of looking at some TikToks. We got Elong's TikTok here. Elong made a tier list. As you know, Elong is a very good tank player. Been for a long time. So let's see what Elong has to say about his tier list.
The tank part of the tier list, chat. We're gonna start right away with one of the heroes that I think is gonna be up at S tier. And it's not gonna be Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball's D tier.
Fair.
I want to say B tier because I feel like it's played correctly. And
So, yo, hold on. Yo, Mr. Blurt, that's the 5 gift. You're crazy. I think there's 5 gift. Chat, you can sub. You choose to think. So, you know what's actually funny about Ball? Ball is D tier, but I actually think Ball is like really, really good, but doesn't provide as much value as some of the other tanks right now. So, thus, he's just kind of on the lower side. But I'm pretty sure the person, as of making this video, or making this, like, looking over all this stuff, the rank 1 tank player is a Ball player, actually. So, yeah. It's 3 parts, just an FYI. Okay, just send me the other 2 parts. Thank you. Oh, I see you did that. Alright, appreciate it. Thank you. So, I think Ball's actually kind of slept on a little bit. So, anyways.
in some ranks, Doom might do well. But we're going based off of just the ability usages and the reworks that we've seen. Could very much be argued to be Diva. I don't think Diva's A tier. And to be honest with you, I think we're gonna have another D tier right now.
Yup.
Roadhog! Roadhog's S tier.
Yup.
I think we're gonna be D tier.
Yup.
Orisa, A tier.
Yep.
A really well played team comp of like a full meta comp. Beats the Orisa comp by just a little bit, but I like Orisa in A tier. Okay.
So, the Orisa's main thing is beating Hog. That's what she's so good at.
Ironheart. Alright, there we go. Sigma.
Yep.
I'm gonna do this one here, B tier. You wanna go A tier?
Sigma A tier is actually good. That's actually good.
I think B tier. If I
Yep.
put Ramatra on the B tier,
I think Ramatra is actually closer to A tier.
you know what? Cat thinks I should move Doom to C tier. Do it. There we go. That looks better, right?
So Ramatra I think is B tier, but like we're very similar on our opinions there. Hold on, I'm gonna look at these other 2, and then I want to look at the comments because the comments are. Next.
I personally like playing Soldier, and I feel like some of the
Alright, we're out of
matchups
order
are
a little
tough
bit,
for
but-
Soldier. Solid B tier, and a really good like third support, especially when you get to some of your range. Bastion.
All sensible.
Like, Echo played well.
Bastion's like slept on right now.
Probably B tier. If Soldier gets nerfed, I think Echo moves up. Let's just go C tier. If Genji goes any higher on this tier list, Genji will be D tier by mid-season. Okay, do I count Hanzo's current recoil? Junkrat, A tier. Any disagreements?
Junkrat's really good.
In my opinion, the best hero in the game right
Soldier's
now.
best character in the game. Yep. Sombra's terrible. Yep.
Everybody good with that one? I have to put Symmetra A tier.
Yep. Symmetra's actually really good.
We've been winning so many games doing it.
I like the plug.
I think B tier.
Barber's
Tracer?
good.
Yeah, you know, if I'm playing Tracer,
Tracer's
I might
pretty
go
good.
C tier or B tier,
This is all.
but I
See, this is all very sensible. This is a super sensible, like very smart, very good tier list. Like I have some small disagreements here and there.
Very
Number 3
smart.
now. Number 3, really quick. I clicked on the wrong one.
Now, I think Ana's either
Number
A or
3.
B tier because Ana is good against Hog, obviously, but we're in a situation right now where Kiriko is so dominant. I think Ana there is probably.
Yeah, I think Ana like could go.
What
F,
was that?
So it's like
has the ability to do a good amount of
I
damage.
just heard
Now, the
a
problem
mine.
Bap's like an A.
A
Like,
trap.
You know what I mean? Like we're very similar in a lot of
is
these.
being played a lot. Ana's being played a lot. I'm okay with Bap being in the B tier right now. All right, chat. Brig.
So Brega isn't good right now, but not because the character needs any help, but the meta just doesn't favor her.
The cleanse, Swift Step, the ultimate, all
Yep.
really good.
Character's
even with the
amazing.
nerfs. Some people might agree with me, some people will not. Lucio's S tier. Having the ability to play really fast.
I think actually
and
Lucio's
also
A tier and Mercy's S tier,
along with
but
other team
small
Lucio's
differences.
S. Mercy's going up there. A really good Mercy and a really good Soldier right now, almost impossible to play against. I mean, this is obvious, chat. I can't think of a better DPS to have on your team at any moment. Zenyatta. I would say yes. I'm gonna let chat decide this one.
I think Zen's probably more like a B.
Chat is just spamming C tier.
Nah. So why is Zen actually pretty decent?
Any moment.
Is because if you don't have a Sojourn player to have Mercy Pocket, then you just play Zen, and then you get the extra Discord damage onto the Hog and Arissa's if they play them, and even Ramacho a little bit too. So let's just say this: these are all very good, sensible TikTok takes. We're gonna make a tier list after, okay? This is the first one, the tank one. This one right here.
I wanted.
All the tanks, the first one we watched. I wanted to look up the comments really fast. Never make a tier list again. Nah, for real though. Winston used in 99% of Owl and is left untouched in B. Question mark, question mark, question mark. A good Ramacho is a menace to society. Bro, straight from bronze. Telling the top 100 tank is bronze is wild. Straight out of bronze, dude. Oh my god, this is actually insane. Winston is S, bro. He's literally meta. All the new Overwatch 2 people who have no idea who this man is wild. Some people shouldn't speak their ideas. This is a time. Oh, dude. Dude. It's wild. Okay, so what Winston was good in Overwatch League. So was Hog, but they didn't play in Overwatch League because they only had that patch for 2 weeks to figure something out. And all the teams just copied who was winning scrims. Guess who was winning scrims? It was Dallas Fuel. Dallas Fuel had one of the best Winston players and the best Winston lineups. So everybody ran the Winston comp and was like, okay, let's roll in. Then in contenders on that same patch, they started playing Hog and Tracer because Tracer was actually low-key busted. But then since then, we've had multiple patches. That was Season 1. Then we moved to Season 2. And then we moved into Season 2 plus the hotfix patch before the holidays. We are like 2 months away from that old meta. And it's like, well, this character was played in Owl 2.5 months ago, so it must still be good. I can't. The next one, the other one, the second one, if you put Mercy S tier, your list automatically doesn't count. This comment says that Emong has been in the top 500 for 6 years. People really disagree with the top 500 player. Rose started playing Overwatch 2 tomorrow. Mercy S tier is atrocious. If you disagree, you're between bronze and diamond. Kinda crazy list. Rig is one of the best supports going. Best main I've ever used and carried most situations. Rig is actually low-key good, like, just not a favorable meta for her, so it's like people don't play her. And high elo. Moira down 1, Genji up 1, Bastion down 1, maybe even 2. Okay, I mean, I guess some small disagreements. I feel like Widow is S tier if they're hitting shots. Of course Widow's S tier if she's hitting shots. She's a one-shot character. You know, it is hard to that is like saying you should only pick ops in Valorant because you can one-shot people. Don't play assault rifles or don't play SMGs. Don't play anything else. Only play ops and play the magnums in CS and stuff like that because you can one-shot people. Don't play anything like, dude, come on, like, of course, dude, that. The Hanzo rank is what? Okay, next one. We're gonna look at the third one really fast. Comments on this one? Brig definitely needs buffs. She's the only choice in getting constantly dived. I don't think Brig needs buffs. I think they're just the meta isn't favoring her, but fair. People can't play Zen shouldn't be allowed to vote. People can't play Zen shouldn't be allowed to vote. That's not even a comprehensive sentence. It doesn't make sense. And they're allowed to vote. Okay. A good Zen will absolutely carry. Agree. I think Zen could be a slight movement buff, and he'd be good. Zen doesn't need buffs. Zen's insane. He's a glass cannon. You got like half the list wrong. Mercy, man, she's not S tier. And second, Moira, she's also not S tier. They didn't even notice that Emong didn't even put them in S tier. He did that as a meme and then he moved it. And they're like... Yeah, what? It's not S tier. What's that? Oh my god, dude. Mercy over Anna, skull emoji, crossbones, skull emoji, crossbones. Oh my god, dude. Bap has seen so much in the leaderboards in an Overwatch League, so he should be at least A tier. Overwatch League Grand Finals meta was literally every team ran Kiriko, Lucio backline and had a 100% pick rate. Winston, and then Sojourn, and then Reaper. And then there was like a small variation, like some teams played something different for Reaper sometimes. But like, that was pretty much the only comp that was played through the whole thing. So, why did we go through all of this? We're gonna make our own tier list. And joining me, I've got Emong. Hello, Emong, are you here? I don't know if I interrupted anything.
Yeah, sorry, I was just watching you.
Oh, you were watching me?
Yeah.
Now, the comments on your TikTok were interesting.
They are TikTok comments.
That's probably
Much
the nicest thing I can say is they were interesting.
Little brain.
The meanest thing I could say is holy shit. Those people also play the game? Like, are those people that we get in games? Like, no way. At least we don't, but you might. So I don't know. That's very interesting. So, you want to make a tier list?
I mean, I did make a tier list, but I think I'd probably make a couple adjustments to it now.
All right, I'm gonna add a row below. Did I give you do you have the thing? Do you have a format?
What, like a tier list thing?
Yeah.
I just have your stream open during this.
Oh, okay.
It's the only thing that's gonna be awkward is your voice not matching up to the. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Actually, I have an idea. No, actually. Okay, go ahead.
All right. So, I think we should go in order. I think we should do tanks first, then DPS, then support.
All right,
Thoughts?
that sounds good.
All right,
Yep.
I'll reorder these really quick.
Oh, you can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna take a while.
It won't take that long. I'll just as I see them, I'll move non-tank and support characters around, and it'll be fine. Down there, down there, down there. Up here, up here.
Somebody's
And,
Lamatra.
Yep.
Next to them.
I think that's it. Yep, looks good to me.
You can move Soldier on the support too sometimes if you need to.
Oh yeah. True.
There you go.
I'll put him right there because he's in this.
Yeah.
Well, hang on, let me put Moira over here as well.
Map top right.
Oh, Bab's gonna come down.
Yeah.
I'll make sure the line between Moira and Soldier needs to come down.
That's
so.
a good idea. I gotta move my camera on top of your camera.
Oh, that's smart.
Now that won't cover up and they can hear me. Look at that.
Oh, that's
this
genius.
is amazing. So it looks like I'm making the tier list at the same time.
Yeah, no, that looks awesome. That's actually really
This is
smart.
great. Yeah.
Okay, so first up, we have I'll go back.
I already moved it over. Don't worry.
We'll play that game. Oh, I forgot to. Hang on, I gotta remove the sponsor on that
It
one.
just keeps moving.
Here. Oh, actually, I needed to do a little check anyways. Oh, wrong button.
Really, I got a new sub.
Oh, nice. Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna stay at the top.
There you go.
I'm gonna stay at the top right. All right, dude. First one up, the most controversial of the list, Winston. Obviously S tier, right? Because like that's what everyone in the comments said is Winston has to be S tier. It's played in Overwatch.
What?
5% pick rate in Overwatch. No, sorry, 99% pick rate in Overwatch.
Yeah, I think
Like,
Arista was picked in Koth a couple times. on Nepal specifically, if I'm correct. That's because you could go right side Nepal.
Oh, so we had a 99% pick rate. Oh, man. So, Winston's obviously S tier, right? No, Winston's probably like a B tier.
I'm still pretty much on the B tier with Winston.
Yeah, so I'll say why as well. As an actual Winston connoisseur, a Winton connoisseur, played a lot of Winston. The reason why Winston is B tier is one, if your argument is that, oh, it was played in Overwatch League, 99% pick rate. That was 3 patches ago. Things have changed. The game updates. I know, crazy Overwatch updates. Overwatch just started updating for the first time in like 3 years. So you know what? I'll give you a pass. But the reason why Winston isn't good is because this little piggy right now is running around. And Hog is really good against Winston. So what you can end up doing, because of the 30% passive, is you can swap Hog after the first fight, no problem. So if you walk out on Winston and you win the first fight, let's say they're playing, I don't know, let's say they're playing Sigma, and they walk out on Sigma and they lose, they'll get like 30% ult charge. They go die, go back to spawn, pick Hog, walk out, and they annihilate you the next fight. So because Hog is so strong, it gatekeeps Winston. Now there's other characters that are also strong against Winston, such as like, you know, as like Reaper. And there's other things that are not fun to play against, like Zen. Even though Winston does good against Zen, you gotta get there, and depending on the map, it's a little too tough. Bottom line, though, is there's other tanks that are stronger and more consistent. Consistency is what makes Overwatch characters good. It doesn't matter that Widow can one-shot. Of course, if someone's cheating on Widow and they hit a headshot every fight, or every time they take a shot, Widow's gonna be S tier, but that's not how the game works. It's consistently who puts out the most damage or survives the most. Winston can't do that. Winston is B tier.
One of the heroes that actually can also do pretty well against Winston too is Diva. Actually,
True,
why
true.
That usually be in a similar tier.
I mean, there's
Mainly 'cause
a lot of characters that do well
Yeah, there's
against
a
Winston.
lot. Yeah, exactly.
Diva's one of them. I'd say Echo, depending on the meta, can be good, but like right now, no, I wouldn't say so. Junkrat is kind of annoying to play against. Sojourn's annoying to play against on Winston, even though like...
Yep.
So basically, the only way you deal with Sojourn is like you try to pressure her out, but you pressure out her slide and she jumps away. If you have Primal, you can really take her out of the fight, but she can still annihilate you. So, because we play Sojourn with Mercy. Ana and the Winston, there's a bit of a duel that goes on there. They have synergy and anti-synergy. Yep. You play mostly Kiriko right now, so like Ana's not played as much, even though she's good. Like there's a lot of reasons. So Winston is very solidly B tier. All right, you're a Wrecking Ball connoisseur, right? I saw it on your goodbye thing. So you want to talk about Ball?
Yeah, so actually I've talked about Wrecking Ball quite a bit too, where I feel like Wrecking Ball is a good hero and the meta could easily shift out of like D tier to like an A tier. But I find that Wrecking Ball also has one of the highest variants of heroes. Yeah. Meaning that like a lot of tanks you nerf them, they go from like A tier to C tier, right? Or from, you know, C tier to S tier when they get buffed. But Wrecking Ball is runs into this issue where Wrecking Ball ends up in the D tier a lot of the time, if not played well. And then when played really well, can end up in like S or A tier, which means there's a lot of variance between the hero. Yep. So that's why I have Wrecking Ball currently in D tier. Doesn't mean that really good players can't play Ball well, and Ball is one of those heroes that is almost unkillable sometimes because there's not as many stuns, right? The only hero that really has a counter stun to Wrecking Ball, I mean, outside of obviously like Sombra playing and, you know, being able to go for hacks and things like that, Wrecking Ball generally can be pretty good against that. But overall, you don't see Ball too much across the board.
I don't know what happened. So it was someone who was actually, it was like last week, the rank 1 player was actually, most played was Wrecking Ball. I guess they must have lost some games.
Was it maybe a different region? Maybe a different region? Or?
Maybe it was a different region? Could be.
Yeah.
Let me see. Oh, here we go. EU.
Yep.
EU #1 player is a Ball player.
Yep. No, there's 2 players
there with Ball. Yeah, there's 2 with Ball. Well, I mean, if you count in second most played 3 or 4. There's actually quite a few in EU that actually play Ball and play it very well.
Yeah, Wrecking Ball's not like
in Asia as well.
Hero. It's just in this current meta, it's just Wrecking Ball does not play as well unless you're really good at Ball. Like when you play against a really good Wrecking Ball player, Wrecking Ball dominates, right? Yeah. But that variance we're talking about is some, you know, overall, if you look at the whole game, Wrecking Ball can be in a difficult spot, which is why Wrecking Ball probably needs slight changes to make Wrecking Ball a little bit better for like everybody, and then maybe a change to like adjust that variance across the board. If I'm making sense with what I'm going with.
And even if you look at EU's Ball is #1, but like, look at Doomfist. There's a bunch of Doomfist players. So like, it depends a little bit sometimes on a few other factors right now. But that's why I think Ball is one of those characters that could very, very easily become like an insane pick. So
We could get to mid-season balance patch. Next thing we know, we're putting Wrecking Ball in B tier with no changes.
yep, exactly.
Like straight up. Like that's what I mean by like Wrecking Ball. Just one of those heroes out of all the tanks that's just gonna constantly change on the tier list. And we still see Sojourn meta. Like we haven't really broken out of a Sojourn meta yet since the game came out. So like there's other tanks that could change based off of just that.
Agreed.
Yeah, that's where I'm at with that.
Zarya. How you feeling about Zarya?
Zarya's a tough one. I think I had Zarya in C tier, and I think that's probably where I'd have Zarya. Although I think other people might disagree that Zarya can even be lower than that right now.
Yeah, I'd actually argue that I think she's a little bit lower than that.
Yeah.
I'd argue she's D. Reason being is like, not only did she get the bubble duration nerf, but and like like how much it like takes for it to go away, but also the cooldown. Like that extra second hurts because it's on 2 bubbles technically, right? So like, because each bubble has a longer cooldown. If you use both bubbles, it's actually like 2 seconds longer to get it back up. And so like you told me back in the Zarya meta, like you basically walked into a fight with 1.5 bubbles. So like as you walked into a fight with 1 bubble ready and then the bubble on half cooldown, you basically get 3 bubbles throughout the fight because as you're walking in, you maybe don't take as much damage, then you pop the bubble, and your second bubbles come online and starts charging all the way through, but your bubbles last 2.5 seconds, and you don't have to double bubble right away. You can wait a second or two, then use it again, and then another 2 or 3 seconds goes by, or 2 seconds goes by, and then you have a third bubble up, so it was good. But this really messed up that rotation, so I'm actually going to put her in D tier if you're cool with that.
No, that's fine. And talking about that a little bit, to give an idea of what I told you about with Zarya, basically you were able to rotate almost 3 bubbles. So even though Zarya had 2 bubbles, it felt like you had 3 bubbles. Because if you used 1 bubble, got energy, and then waited till your cooldown was on half, you would go into a team and they would think you'd only have 1 bubble, but by the time your cooldown was up, you'd have 3 bubbles, and then you just ran at them.
Yep.
So it came into an issue where you had to basically wait, and you either shot the bubbles to charge Zarya, what obviously charging Zarya was not going to be the play, but you had to, or you waited out the bubbles, but you couldn't wait out the bubbles because it was too long in between. So that's why they ended up nerfing both the time of it and the bubble, like in general. That's why they did those nerfs. So yeah, Zarya, I say I can't like argue the D tier. I think Zarya is probably anywhere between C and D tier right now. Yeah,
Agreed.
especially with the heroes that are meta on DPS.
Ramatra, I'm just gonna go and throw him in the A tier, almost S tier. How do you feel about that?
I can agree with this. I actually think when I did the Ramatra tier list, Ramatra didn't have the speed boost up yet.
Yeah, I actually think Ramatra's really good. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? I'm gonna be different. I'm putting him in S.
Oh, okay. That's the hot take you're going with. I mean,
so
it's not
hear me
hot
out.
take, yeah.
Hear me out on this. The new rock paper scissors. Remember in the first season 1, it was Zarya, Diva, Winston, Sigma. So it was like you had Zarya, which was like the alpha big pick that everyone picked, and it went to Winston. Like Winston would beat Zarya, but then you could just go Diva and destroy Winston. So then you go Zarya to beat Diva. And then Zarya ended up being the pick you would just mostly go with because Winston was so easily countered by Diva. If you just played Zarya all the time and got good at Zarya, you would win most of your games, like over time. But then there was like that sleeper weird pick of Sigma on certain maps. Like Sigma could beat or it could beat mostly the Diva and the Zarya. It would struggle against Winston, but you could just go Diva really fast and swap off force them off the Winston. I think the new one, the new rock paper scissors now, is Hog is the one most people pick. Orisa shits on Hog. Ramatra is good against Orisa, even though Orisa actually does have some counterplay there. But I think Ramatra's pretty decent against Orisa. But the outlier again is Sigma, because Sigma's really good against Orisa on certain maps. So you can actually play Sigma on some maps and keep the Orisa from bullying you, or you could play Ramatra on some of the more like brawly maps and keep the Orisa from completely dominating. But then if they go Ramatra, Hog kind of destroys him. You know, Hog, like, you just wait out the shield, go for the hook, even if he pops his Nemesis form. Hog's not scared of that in any way, shape, or form. So I think Ramatra's actually insanely good. And I think as people get better at him and learn how to, like, cycle his like, extra armor, he's going to be insane.
I agree. Ever since even when I did my tier list with the 20% speed boost increase, it made Ramatra a lot better.
Yeah.
The only reason why I kind of have Ramatra maybe even an A+ tier is just because like still going against Sojourn comps, especially when they're running like the pocketed Sojourn. I find that if they just play really far back and they're not playing that like they're not mirroring your playstyle,
Yep.
it becomes really difficult to get like the full value. of Ramatra. But yeah, I mean, I definitely think with that change alone in Nemesis form, you definitely. I'm not gonna argue with the S tier.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think I probably would be like A+ tier, A tier at this point. But S tier is also not a bad choice, and I would not doubt it if we end up in a Ramatra meta. Straight up.
Speaking of A, how do you feel about Sigma?
A tier. I've talked about this so much with Sigma. I think Sigma is probably the most balanced tank in the world.
I agree.
Good damage, decent shield, good cooldowns, good cooldown rotation, and on top of that, I feel like Sigma is just one of those heroes you can probably, you can play it on any map. Sigma has strong maps. Examples would be Circuit Royale, Junkertown, Havana, which hasn't been in the map pool yet. I still am been testing a little bit of seeing how Shambali is on how Shambali is.
Yep.
On certain maps. You said okay. Oh, what do you think Wrecking Ball is, Chasm? Sorry, I just saw that. That's funny. I think Chasm saw the.
So you meant Ramatra, not Shambali, is on certain maps, right?
No, I like Sigma on Shambali.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's because I can spam out the left side corners and take map control. But overall, I don't know. I think Sigma is one of the most well-balanced things in the game.
Yeah, agreed.
Right now.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
I think about Junker Queen. She got a big buff. Got 25% more bleed, going self-healing from 15 to what, 19?
Yep. Well, yeah. Depends. I mean, obviously. See, you say F tier. I don't. Here's my take. I don't necessarily think that Junker Queen's F tier.
Do you think Wrecking Ball is better than Junker Queen?
It's a good question.
I know you do. You definitely think Wrecking Ball is better than Junker Queen.
Yeah, but I think we have Wrecking Ball where Wrecking Ball is at because of that variance I talk about, where like it's just this current meta.
Right.
Would Junker Queen be F tier? I mean,
well,
this is tough to say.
It's a tier list though. You can't put a character next to another character if you feel the other one is much stronger. It has to go down one.
Well, then we might as well add 15 tiers because we might have a couple here.
No, I mean, well, at that point, yeah. If you want to get like do like micro talk, like it's like, oh, it could be slightly above, slightly above, slightly below. But like, I would say very consistently, Wrecking Ball or Zarya is much better than Junker Queen on average. So Junker Queen will go to F.
I will say we can keep Junker Queen there for sure. Like I said, my tier list goes like the D anyway, so like fair. I had Junker Queen in that tier regardless. So I'm fine with that. I mean, Junker Queen's getting buffs. Obviously, it's one of the focus of the next one. For anybody who doesn't know, when Alec Dawson came on the stream with Flats and I and talked about like the next balance patches and stuff, I asked the question, will Junker Queen be getting any buffs? And Alex said there's going to be changes mid-season balance patch, which will be a couple weeks from now.
Alex is the head of balance, by the way, for anyone who doesn't know.
Yes, excuse me, sorry, yes. And basically said there's going to be some spicy changes to Junker Queen. So my guess is that they probably have Junker Queen in a very similar spot. Maybe a little bit higher than that. I'm sure Junker Queen has some really good games. But yeah, I think Junker Queen's going to be a hero that gets some good buffs, and I'm not going to complain.
Yeah.
I'm not going to complain. Yeah.
Nice. All right, Ryan.
It's all you.
I'm going to throw in the C. I actually think Ryan is like somewhat good, like in some areas. Like, there's definitely people that are playing him and like making him work. But for the average, like the overall how strong the character is, I feel like it's mostly players that have been playing this game for like 6 years and have 6 years of experience on these characters to make them work. That's just like kind of unreasonable. You know what I mean? Like there are so many things that they kind of have to calculate to make it work. And you don't play it traditional anymore. You don't play like the frontline tank. You play like this like backline pinning out of Narnia, speed boosting out of like, the shadows, and basically you're not doing like what traditional tank duels once were. You're too squishy now, and there's too much poke in the game for you to be able to do that anymore. So I think for an overall how the character is played and how powerful it is compared to the rest, I think C tier is fine. All right, Orisa. I think Orisa's an easy S. Easy S.
Yeah, when I did the tier list, we hadn't quite, and I even talked about it a little bit in that like short. Like Orisa wasn't at that point where it was being picked a lot. It was still a lot of hog, but with those buffs, Orisa's played all the time. I mean, Orisa's really good. You can't block any of the ultimates with shields.
What makes Orisa so good, in my opinion, is Hog also being S. Orisa outlasts. So basically, the Hog has a few things that really make him really like impressive to play against. There's the one shot. There's the 350 self heal that used to be countered by anti, but now you have cleanse, so you can always stop that. And also the damage resistance you get from it as well he just kind of feels unstoppable, and it just punishes, like people always say, like, just stand behind a wall. Yeah, well, you gotta play the game at some point. You gotta peek out at some point and start doing something. You can't just sit behind the wall the whole game. That doesn't make any sense. Like, at some point you have to go out and do something. So you get snatched, like, from the next town over and get yoinked into their team and get one-tapped. It's not a good time. It's not fun to play against. Even tanks up close get really bursted by Hog. Like, if you get full shot by the whole shotgun at close range, he does more damage than any other tank in the game. And it's not even close. Like, the only thing I would say get close is maybe Sigma's rock plus left click combo, which still isn't as much, or Zarya at full charge. Like, those are the only things that maybe get close enough. This Hog just does way too much damage for how much survivability he has. But Orisa's survivability is so high right now. Arguably, honestly, I think it's too high. I think Orisa's survivability is crazy right now, but it's a necessary evil until Hog gets some changes and gets some little rework that's been teased and talked about by Alec again. So it's just like, you know, we need Orisa right now to keep the game stabilized. If Orisa didn't exist, things would be a lot bad, like a lot worse than they are right now. So I'm good with Orisa being an S, and then these three are like the nuclear triad, and they keep each other in check.
Well, one thing with Hog, too, is that, like, and you talked about a little bit, which is like hiding from Hog, is that if you don't want to play Hog, and going to Orisa allows you to at least try to keep the Hog from running it down mid and pushing into your team. Because the problem that runs into Hog a lot of the time is that even if you're playing it, like, perfectly, it doesn't stop Hog from just running into your backline, hooking somebody, getting on the limb, and then especially in 5v5, once that happens, Roadhog will just run at your whole team, because you need basically your whole team up to begin with on Hog. So, Orisa helps prevent that. If you're not going Hog, Orisa allows for you to prevent cooldowns. You go, what do you mean? Well, one, you can block a lot of Roadhog hooks. But on top of that, you just time your javelin a lot of the time. You can prevent either the hook, or you can prevent the heal. Problem being, is someone we'll talk about later, is Kiriko. Is that Kiriko, a lot of the time when Roadhog actually hooks now, Kiriko's not using, like, the Suzu to prevent the Hog from, like, you know, they're like trying to wake up the Hog or, like, stop the nade from Ana to be on Hog. They're using it just on the hook. You can't even CC Hog at that point. So a lot of the time Orisa just needs to be in front of Hog or around Hog to prevent anything from happening. Otherwise, Hog just goes around and gets
Doom and C tier, how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a lot of good Dooms, and I don't. The one thing that I've heard, and this is from people just saying, well, like a lot of the Doom players have been saying, is that the recent patch, not the one that made Doom really OP at the beginning, but the recent patch made the cooldown timer with the 4-second punch kind of have those cooldowns be a little bit off. Yeah. So, I mean,
because his flow is ruined.
Yes,
flow doesn't feel good.
Exactly. It happened with Orisa during the beta. They nerfed Orisa during the beta, and there was no flow to any of the cooldowns. It was like, you use your javelin, you don't have anything up for 5 seconds, you're just sitting there, right? I think a lot of what makes the hero fun to play is that flow of cooldowns, to where it feels like there's very minimal downtime of, like, doing nothing. But I don't play enough Doom to really. I had put Doom initially in C tier. Well, chat also was going a lot of C tier at the time too. I think we're seeing Doom on the ladder a lot, which means Doom can still be played really well, but I don't know if that means that was when Doom was actually meta and they haven't played a ton of Doom, which it could be that also.
So I have a hot take with Doom.
Yeah, I'm listening.
I think Doom inherently is really, really, really bad for the game. If Doom is strong, it's one of the most unfun metas for players, because you're just getting punched in the wall and stunned over and over and over. And I think originally, Beta 1, they tried to rework it so that it didn't feel that way anymore. And they've drifted away from that. I'm not really sure why. And they restored a somewhat punch to his, or stun to his regular punch, and then nerfed the Empowerment Fist punch, and like try to put Empowerment Fist like happening more often. And it doesn't feel as like fun or intuitive, I guess. But the problem overall is, I think they pretty much nuked Doom before the holidays because they were going to go away for the holidays. So like, they go away for, you know, 2-3 weeks or whatever it is. If they didn't hit Doom hard after those like crazy gigabuffs, then you would have just had people just complaining the entire like couple weeks they were gone about just getting punched into the wall on cooldown.
Same reason why Hog got left. I mean,
Orisa got left.
Because Orisa needed to be able to go against Hog.
Yes, and honestly, I think it was the right call. I think that Doom definitely got hit way too hard. I feel bad. Like, you know, that was probably they went a little too hard on the character. Like they weren't gonna be able to pivot quickly, and imagine spending Christmas just getting punched from a wall over and over. It wouldn't have been a good time, you know. Like it would not have been fun for a lot of players, and a lot of support players especially were like voicing like, I am tired of getting like already hunted down and playing Dead by Daylight in this game. Doomfist is gonna make it 10 times worse, and people felt it in that 1 week that it was strong. Like people felt getting punched to the wall over and over again. It felt like Overwatch 1, and people were having flashbacks and like, please, like let us out. And especially even with Hog, because Hog was running around too. Like it was like Doom and Hog were the 2 picks. Like, whew, that was a scary week.
Oh yeah.
So I think that, like, honestly, this was a good patch. I think that they did, like, I think you got nuked a little too hard. I think they should fix the rotation of his cooldowns and make him fun to play, because Doomfist is fun to play. But stuns, I don't know how they're gonna fix that, because inherently, if Doom is ever strong, it's not gonna be fun for like 90% of the player base.
Yeah, I mean, I think that was kind of the same thing that happened with Sombra. It's one of their things they wanted to do, I think, going into Overwatch 2 from Overwatch 1 is in Overwatch 1 you found that you went up against a lot of heroes that were possibly fun to play but not fun to play against. Yep. And for a while they had Doom in a spot where Doom was like fun to play against, but when they did the recent changes it made it a little bit not as fun to play against. Same thing happened with Sombra. With the changes to Sombra, even though in Overwatch 1 Sombra was tough to play against, same thing happened. That's why they ended up nerfing Sombra to reevaluate for later. It was like, okay, we have to just nerf Sombra, figure something out, and we'll address that in a different patch.
Yep.
Because Sombra was just running around doing the same thing. So
Sombra was unfun to play against. It was miserable.
Yep, exactly. So I think what they want to do is they want to find a balance where Doom is fun to play and fun to play against. And we don't mean like, oh, it's fun to get, one shot by something, or, oh, they got me, that was fun. It's more like it doesn't have that feeling of like, okay, that wasn't that. And that's something they're working on with Roadhog too, which is why I think they're going with a soft rework eventually. Because they talk a lot of it's like, oh, Hog has the one shot, and like that's what Hog it is. But they're finding that it's not as fun to play against. They're trying to figure out a way to make it so Hog is still a fun tank. And I wouldn't doubt it if they do. Look at Orisa. Orisa went from one of the most not fun tanks to play to, at least in my opinion, a very fun tank to play.
Agreed.
So I think they're going to try to do that eventually with Doom.
Yeah, agreed. All right, Diva, all you.
I still have D.Va in B tier.
Yeah, I think it's fair.
I think when D.Va was nerfed, D.Va was still good. I think the problem is that, and some people will be like, well, isn't D.Va good against Sojourn? The problem against Sojourn, especially as D.Va, is you have to time your DM almost perfectly or randomly to be able to prevent the damage from D.Va, right? And you go, well, you do the same against Widow. Well, no, because Widow's movement was pretty much as simple as they grappled away. And then once you got on them, not only were you able to use like your damage, but you could also use your rockets. Sojourn has way too much mobility, and the hitbox is a little bit different. That D.Va doesn't get as much value against Sojourn, so it's more of a guessing game in comparison. So a lot of the time, D.Va is decent against a lot of heroes and good against some comps. And don't get me wrong, you could probably play D.Va in any rank right now and do fairly well. But if we look across the board at the tanks above D.Va right now and what they bring to the table, etc., I think D.Va... Exactly. I think D.Va's very close to being A tier still.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I think D.Va's very close to being A tier still, but currently, especially when we have Winston in B tier, I think it's just one of those situations where D.Va's in that tier for now, but changes to the game could easily move D.Va up to A tier.
Yep, agreed. With you on that. All right, want to move on to the DPS characters?
Yeah, this is, like, this will be an interesting one, because you and I in DPS will pop off.
Oh yeah, we're some of the best DPS players in the entire Overwatch game. Like, who can out snipe us? Yeah.
Better watch out, yeah.
Yeah, better watch your cues. Anyways, there might be enough wait list. Ashe. I think Ashe is like A tier.
I think Ashe got buffed a little bit. Not from like, oh, Ashe got increased damage, but when they changed the DPS passive to be 35%, I think it's 35% reload speed now?
Yes.
That buffed Ashe automatically. One of the major, like, complaints everybody had about Ashe, whether it was in Overwatch 1 or Overwatch 2, reload was too slow.
Yeah.
Reload was too slow. It just takes a while. Like, or why can't it just be like you reload all one clip with a downtime on there? So 35%, as long as you're getting the limb, buffs Ashe a little bit. Ashe is pretty good. Ashe is a solid hero. I think A tier is fine.
I think there's also a second slight nerf, or sorry, slight buff that is not direct. Is with Sojourn being the best character in the game, with a Mercy pocket still one-tapping people. Ashe is really good with Mercy. So if you have a Sojourn player who's playing with Mercy, yeah, you're not going to be the pocketed Ashe at all times, but you're going to still have a Mercy that's going to damage boost you every once in a while, and you might end up being able to get a lot more value in those games, just strictly because Mercy exists. Because, you know, what happens if your Sojourn dies? If your Sojourn dies, well, the Mercy's gonna go pocket somebody else. Guess what? You're next up on the list. So instead of having just one character to pocket, now you have 2 characters you can pocket if you have a Mercy player on your team. So you can really get a ton of value. So because Mercy's really good, which we'll get to later, Ashe actually, I think, is even better now.
Okay.
With her being in the meta. Bastion. I think Bastion's like a sleeper pick. I think Bastion's like very much a sleeper pick.
Bastion's very cooldown time and base, but if done correctly, can play very well. I think one thing that will definitely have Bastion play a lot better, I think as people get better at using the ultimate, I think right now the tendency on a lot of Bastion players, or just people playing Bastion, like including myself when I'll play Bastion, just spam the ultimate, like 1, 2, 3, right there, and then you miss. But now a lot of Bastions are starting to realize, okay, what if I like time out that ultimate? What if I slow it, like do 1, start to, and then see where they go, and then you just do the 2nd and 3rd one in a different location. And I'm seeing more Bastion lives now with the ult, so it's tough to say. I say from just my ranked games, I would go B tier, but I know across all of Overwatch I could change a little bit, so I'll let you make the decision on this one.
I'm gonna go A tier. I'm gonna go a little bit. I'm gonna go against the grain a little bit, and so I'll explain why. Yeah, you're right. I think the ultimate is a free pick at the start of every fight. There's not many DPS characters that their ultimate is a free pick. Like Pulse Bomb, you could argue is a free pick, but you have to land the Pulse Bomb. You have to go in, actually stick somebody, and not get it cleansed. Junkrat Tire, I would say, is another one where you can get a free pick, but obviously you have to like navigate it in and, you know, actually hit something. Who else would I say is a free pick? I mean, I guess a random dragon or blade, if you wanted to say like Nano Blade or something like that, sure. But like not really at the same time. I would say Bastion's actually like the true, like, you have Bastion ult, you're pretty much guaranteeing yourself a kill. Like you have to really kind of not know what you're doing to get a kill on, or not get a kill on Bastion. So I think that alone, combined with how good he is in the mid fight, with being able to really fight against characters like Hog and Orisa, you know, and even Ramattra. Like if Ramattra starts running at your team and he's using Nemesis form, you can slay him. You slay him like really bad. Orisa too. Like Orisa doesn't have her spinny spear and she's running at you like with either without cooldowns or even just fortify. You can really pump some damage into her. The only one I would say that he's not like crazy good against is Hog, but I would argue it's actually not that bad because Hog is really good at one-tapping characters, but with the 50 armor you have at the top of your health pool and the 300 health, like you're actually much tankier than the average DPS. So if you end up getting any healing, you can actually really survive the hook, and especially in turret form. When you're in the turret form, you get hooked. If you get any healing during it and you get your armor back, like that 30% reduction is insane. It's really hard to kill Bastion when he's getting healed. Even for a character like Roadhog who has a one-shot. So the armor 30% plus his what's it called? The Ironclad? Is it still called Ironclad when he's in tank form? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I think it's Ironclad. I think it's called Ironclad. It's like the extra damage resistance he gets. Like he's actually pretty good against fighting Hog. Not in a straight up fight, but over time and being able to survive longer, I think he's pretty good. So I'm gonna give him an A tier. I think he's slept on quite a bit.
I think Bastion will be one of those heroes that if there was a lot of, like if there's a ton of tier lists, Bastion would be all over the place.
Yes.
On the tier list, 100%. Bastion's just, there's so many different experiences of like, just Bastion either dominating or just you hit tab and they're like, yeah, not having the best of it.
Yeah.
So.
Cassidy.
You know, it's funny, I actually was in a game with Wanted and Karkio. Were you there?
I think, was it the Junkertown one?
When we had him on our team in like quick play, and I asked him what they thought, where he would put Cassidy. He was like F, and I'm like no, overall, he's I think he said C tier.
Yeah, I think C is. Yeah. I think C is pretty fair. I think honestly, even D could be argued.
With the fall off range.
Yeah, the fall off.
All the heroes, you just can't. You'd be so close.
The only thing I give him is like the 5 kill streak predator missile. Sometimes, you know, if you're fighting with another squishy, like, you know, sometimes you just didn't realize he was on a 5 kill streak, drops a predator missile on you when you're mid fight.
1v1's fine. It's more of like getting to people to be able to do the 1v1 and the play style of all the other heroes you're looking. All the other heroes above, you know, the S tier tanks are just all tanks for the most part.
Yeah.
It's just cast needs to be close half the time, and doesn't mean you can't pop off on cast and make some great plays. One hero to play, but just sometimes that falloff damage, especially with Sojourns being pocketed in the back line, Hog just healing up on all your shots. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's definitely a little bit tough. Echo. I think Echo is worse than Echo was like the first season with like the passive. Like I think the Echo passive, like the 25% movement speed, was actually like really good for Echo. Without it, they're like a lot weaker. But with Mercy being meta, that's also pretty good. I think they're a solid B. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think I had Echo in A tier, but that's just the experience of playing against really good Echoes.
Yeah.
When pocketed, but I think B tier is definitely a safe pick and a fine pick for Echo.
Yeah. I think you're right. I think with the pocket, absolutely A tier.
Yep, exactly.
But I don't know if the Echo Mercy Pocket is as strong as I think of as like the Ash Mercy Pocket right now. I think the Ash Mercy Pocket is just stronger right now. I mean, I guess it's a little bit map dependent too, but Ash Mercy is pretty much good everywhere. Echo Mercy, I think there's a few maps I could say, I don't know if that's like an amazing pick. It's not bad, but I'm gonna give it a B. I could definitely be an A though.
One take I have on Echo also is that, let's say Ramatra becomes like full meta, Echo actually gets the extra HP from Nemesis form, so it's one of the few tanks that Echo can actually go that doesn't have that 300 HP threshold. So basically they changed it to Echo, where Echo now gets 300 HP. I'm pretty sure it's 300 HP from tanks. But if you use your ultimate on Ramatra, you then get, I think, 525 HP now. I'm pretty sure it's like buff the armor or something like that. I could be off on the numbers a little bit.
That's definitely gonna get changed. There's no way that stays there.
If they don't, though, I could see Echo going up on the tier list, especially if Ramatra gets. And the thing is that it's so easy to get Ramatra's ultimate in Echo form, because if you just be aggressive and use Nemesis form, not only will you have the armor, you'll have the ultimate there at that point. Then you can just block 80% damage and be unkillable. So that's later on. That's a mid-season patch, or like next season where we can see something like that.
Very easily could shoot up. You're right. Yeah. Genji. He's a little too strong. He needs a nerf.
I've been hearing that.
He's a little too strong.
Well, I mean, yeah, a lot of chat saying nerf Genji right now.
Agreed. I think I'll just say it. I think Genji's the worst DPS right now.
No.
Who do you think's worse?
You're missing one DPS, I think that can get worse.
Is it this one?
No.
Oh, I forgot. God.
Yeah.
God, she's so bad. I forgot she even existed.
Yeah, exactly. Well, we'll get to that one later. I mean, yeah, I think I would probably went here because I feel like if we're just thinking about in some ranks, I think Genji still can dominate. Like Genji is always one of those heroes that in even quick player pubs or just in certain ranks, Genji just in your backline just clicking people and nothing's happening. It's just can we get the Genji? Can we get help with the Genji? I have a Genji on me. Can you help me with the Genji? And then you're pinging and nobody's helping. So
you think Genji's better than Cass?
I think that's a playstyle thing at that point. I think D tier is fine. I might go C tier, but D tier is also a fine pick. This is why sometimes I'll go with the easy way on this one. You'd be like, C minus or D plus,
God, you got the.
There you go. It helps you justify the pick, right?
Yeah,
so
I guess. I don't know. If I'm looking at the rest of this roster, right?
Yeah.
I think Mei could easily be a C tier or a B tier. But other than Sombra, Mei is probably the worst one still here. My opinion. So
you know what we should do? I did this on one of my tier lists.
What's that?
How do we feel about a chat vote for Genji?
Chat vote for Genji? I'm down.
Let's
down.
do it. Chat, type in the chat what tier you think Genji should be in. And I swear if chat just spams S tier,
I see a lot of C.
I'm seeing a lot of C and D. I'm seeing more C right now.
I'm seeing more C than D at this point.
Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit more C than D. No. A little bit more. I think it's probably like 60-40, but I could obviously just... Oh, now I'm seeing a bunch of people type D. This way, you know, you can just kind of look at it like, yeah, it looks like C. Looks like a C tier to me. You know? Yeah, C tier, let's go with that.
Alright, I'm gonna go C tier.
That's a chat one, that's a chat vote. I do that a couple times. It's fun because you get to see kind of like the opinion of like chat with some of the stuff too.
Yeah.
So.
I'll give him the C. I still think I honestly think Cass is better than Genji. Overall, to be honest with you. But it's like battle all the characters. Like they're both bad. They're both not good. Hanzo. Getting with Hanzo.
I said it before with the recoil change. By change, the bug. I don't know. Hanzo's. I think when it comes to Hanzo, like the experience of just. I don't. It's so hard. I don't know. It's so hard to rank Hanzo for me because I either get absolutely rolled or I just see a Hanzo miss every storm arrow off the wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
B tier, C tier, B tier.
Yeah, I think
not A tier, not S tier.
No, absolutely not
D tier.
ARS.
So like, I don't know, B tier. B tier.
So this is why I think Hanzo's like not that great. Like the one shot is obviously still scary.
Mhm.
The storm arrow really isn't that scary anymore. It's still kind of scary as a tank player, but like to most squishies, it's really not that scary. Like
Okay.
2 regular shots are actually like better. Like 2 body shots than trying to hit. What is it, like 3 or 4 storm arrow shots? It's something like really stupid where it's like a lot of Hanzo players like literally fighting in a 1v1. It's actually like pretty much better to just try to hit your regular shots than actually use your storm arrow. The storm arrow is just like kind of for just shooting tanks, which is annoying. So I don't think he's as bad as Cass. I think he's better than Cass. I think he's better than Genji. Not by much. I'm gonna put him in B tier for now, but I think he has very easily can be knocked down to C, no problem.
Okay.
Actually, no, I'm going C. I don't think Echo and Hanzo are the same level. I think Echo's better. He's going C.
All right.
Junkrat. Okay.
A tier.
You know what? I actually kind of want to go all the way.
Oh, you're going S tier?
I think we go all the way. I think Junkrat across all ranks is easily an S tier character.
Okay.
He's so strong. Oh, and
Yeah.
all the ranks, the low ranks, dominates. Insane. So strong. High elo
That's fair.
is actually very good. Like, it's one of the few characters you can play from bronze to GM right now. How many characters can you play from bronze to GM right now? I would say Hog, Orisa, Junkrat.
Junkrat is
From
really
what we
good right
ranked
now.
so far. I think there might be
Yeah.
like 1 or 2 others, but
Yeah, no, I Junkrat's really good. Like I said, my take on it was generally A tier, but I also cannot disagree with an S tier on Junkrat only because it's Junkrat and Tank specifically. Like, we may not have seen Junkrat meta in like.
I'm not gonna.
Backer
We
contenders.
can't go off
Exactly,
Owl.
yeah.
Owl's not even
Well,
out
no,
right now.
I'm saying we're not. That's exactly what I'm saying. So it's
Yeah.
like, I think when we're just looking at ranked, I actually had someone in my chat earlier going, how do you counter Junkrat? They're like, I just enter my games and just dominate. And they said, it was funny because we're always talking about how whoever has the best soldier wins. I've been hearing, hey, you have a really good Junkrat.
The Junkrat players are
Like,
feasting.
If you have a dominant Junkrat on your team, it probably has that same effect of when you have like a dominant like soldier on your team. You know what I mean? Like right now. So I can see both A or S tier. I think at this point with you doing the tier list,
I'm
on this,
glad
go with
we're-
what you think.
Glad we're kind of in agreement on that though, because like I thought people were gonna be really like, what about that? Like, you know what?
I think most of the chat was saying the same thing because Junkrat is just. I don't know what it is about Junkrat. Even when I play Junkrat right now, I have some really good games on Junkrat. And I think it's because, and I don't know if this is for everybody, but I can see the projectile a little bit more now, or like the mine. So it feels like I'm able to like. Did they change that, or is that just like a?
No,
I forgot,
yes, the
I didn't play
projectile.
Junkrat.
The projectile is bigger now. It's bigger in Overwatch 2.
And it's easier. Like for me, I just like I like the. I don't know. I just like the playstyle.
Yeah.
So, and obviously we played with Siegel, who plays a lot of Junkrat and Sim, and
Yep.
Siegel will just have games on Junkrat, like just even against dominant Sojin sometimes. So,
Mhm.
you know, we have a little bit of bias in that one too, you know?
Speaking of the bird, how do you feel about May?
I don't play against May enough right now to really know. I don't know how May is doing across all ranks. Anytime I see a May in my game, most of them will switch off of May. They'll wall their teammate off accidentally and cancel their own teammate's Ramattra ultimate.
Yeah.
It's tough to say. I don't see, like, May isn't.
So I think May is slept on right now. I think she's actually pretty good. I think if Sojourn got nuked tomorrow, May would become a high A tier hero. So, hear me out on this. Look at the tanks that are up there right now. Matra,
Yep.
Orisa, and Hog are all big brawlers, like up close. May thrives. We used to know about this, the old Reinhardt metas. Thrives in isolating brawl tanks away from their team and all-inning on them. So, even like, so sure, her icicles are still pretty good. Like, yeah, she doesn't get the freeze anymore, but it does pretty good damage. It's slow, plus 100 damage per second. I just don't think we've had a meta where May can shine yet. And also her wall is like a lot weaker than it used to be. So, but I don't think in ranked, you're gonna be like breaking the correct pillars, or even breaking the pillars half the time. Like nobody shoots them. It feels like. But it is easier, obviously, to break. So, I think May is actually like a solid B tier right now.
Alright. I mean, I think, yeah, B or C is probably the pick for May. Yeah. I guess I haven't played against enough May right now to really be like, oh, May could be good here. I understand the idea of being good against brawl tanks. I actually specifically played against a Ramattra, Lucio, May, who were just like target focusing and running like really aggressive, and it was actually tough to play against. They would just wall somebody off, go in aggressively. So, yeah. I think it kind of is the same situation with like Echo, where it's going to be very meta based, even with like Wrecking Ball. Wrecking Ball is like A tier, just based off of like meta shifts. So I think B tier is a safe pick. I could also see the argument for C tier because it's just how often May's being played and isn't necessarily played the correct way at times. But yeah, that's fine.
Farah. I think I have a slightly hot take for Farah. I think Farah is like an A tier character right now. Now, the only thing that keeps her from maybe going maybe B is better is because hit scan's so good, right? But the big scary ones right now are Widow and Sojourn, right? Sojourn being the number one, but with the Sojourn like her accuracy lowering, you know what I mean, like the primary fire, not the railgun. I feel like you can't poke the Farah out as easily. Like the Farah doesn't get poked out as easy. The railgun still destroys her though. That's the key, and that's probably what keeps her in check. But I still think Farah is really good if you don't have a pocketed really good Sojourn on the other team. So I don't know. I actually think it's not that bad. I think it's pretty good.
I think this is one of those questions that I think asking chat especially would be a good idea. And I'll explain why. Because I feel like Farah's been one of those heroes that even Overwatch 1 was super dominant in like a lot of like low ranks especially. Like remember we would see patches in Overwatch 1 where they would nerf Reaper and Farah and we're like, huh? I think it's funny to say because we'll have people go Farah in like even like our games right now, and I will see a Junkrat kill the Farah.
That's fair. That's Junkrat's.
We didn't see that. So we didn't see that too often in Overwatch 1, right? If you had a Junkrat and they went Farah, right? You're like, oh well, I'm gonna have to switch here and hopefully we can like. I will see Junkrat literally like get a Farah in the air now in comparison to before. It doesn't mean that. I think like a safer pick on this one is Farah and B tier. Not that like you're wrong about Farah, being hard to get, especially or hard to kill, especially with like hit scan, etc. I just feel like now even Echo's being played more. So
yeah,
it's like,
I mean, yeah, if there's an Echo, it's a lot tougher, right? It's a lot tougher to run Farah, but God, I don't feel like there's like that many people that play a lot of Farah right now because like hit scan's so good. It's like, dude, you get that Farah who's playing like 3 miles away, where you literally couldn't kill her if you tried. It's like she just hits every rocket. Oh my god, it's so scary.
Yeah, no, it's oh, there's some great Pharah players. I mean, I think in EU, right? They're like in the leaderboard. Pharah's been dominating the DPS leaderboard for like forever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't think that Pharah's bad. It's just, I think we're in a spot right now where I don't know. It's tough to say. Like, I think if Sojourn gets nerfed and Ashe isn't able to get a Pharah, like Pharah might just dominate.
Yeah, that's how I feel about it. And like, oh yeah, I forgot to say Ashe earlier, but yeah, like Cass used to be pretty good against Pharah, not anymore.
Yep.
Soldier's not that good against Pharah, to be honest with you, because like what you need is burst damage. So Sojourn, Widow, and Ashe are your 3 characters. If Sojourn gets nerfed and then Ashe isn't played as much, you're gonna rely on Widows to get Pharahs. I don't know, man. That's a spooky world.
Yeah, I'm actually curious in this one too, and I don't think we'll necessarily do like a chat vote on this one, but because I know Pharah is played quite a bit and was really an issue for a lot of ranks in Overwatch 1. Where would you put Pharah? Chats on both chats here. I'm curious of like your experience playing against a Pharah right now. Okay. What are you seeing?
Mostly B.
Yeah.
I would say more A than C,
Yep.
but it would be B, A, C of the 3.
Like the one person in chat. Hi, YouTube. Gotta actually keep that one in there on that one.
Cut it out. Just put a little
Yeah,
blur.
just gotta edit that one out. Like
Yeah.
the chat scrolling really fast. Edit it out.
Yep.
Yeah, I just wanted to see what chat's experience was with Pharah too, because I know that Pharah was definitely a problem in a lot of ranks, and I was just curious to see like how that experience still is right now. But it seems like pretty much exactly where I thought it was. There's gonna be some times where like Pharah just dominates, and other times where it's still pretty good. So I think I get what you're saying too. I just think B seems about right for now.
Yeah.
I think it will make a little more sense when we look at the rest of the tier list too.
Yeah, probably. Reaper. I think Reaper's still low-key good. I just don't think that he's that good against Hog and Orisa, or Sigma. Like, he's decent against Ramatra though, but not worth picking it because otherwise, you know, it's just not very good against them. You know,
I think this goes into the same discussion as Pharah. Just the same like good against certain like heroes right now. I imagine in like, you know, certain ranks, if you're not just going the meta comps, Reaper's pretty good against tanks, right? So that's like, where do you put Reaper at that point? It's I think the variance of Reaper in each rank is so different, right?
I'd say Reaper's probably a B. I'd say Reaper's a B.
Yeah, I think that's a safe pick. So why are we hiding Flat's cam? It's because I'm in Discord with him, so if I have this is him doing the tier list, if I have my webcam not over him, it's gonna be delayed and you're gonna see Flats talking at a different like I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah, it'd be very jarring.
Every 10 seconds. Why is Flats what is going on there? It's you know, it's off when he's talking. What is no, we're not doing that. I knew right away.
That's funny. All right, I'm good with B tier Reaper. Let's we don't even really have to talk about this, right?
We don't have to go in depth there.
Just Sojourn S tier.
Yeah.
Reason being, still one shot with Mercy Pocket. Very oppressive to play against.
Yeah.
Easy S to do.
Don't have to even go deep into this discussion either. You know where to go.
Right in the F tier, Sombra.
Yeah.
But I have to say though, I enjoy that. I think Sombra needs a rework. I think she needs another rework. I think the character fundamentally sucks to play against, and it promotes bad play because being able to be invisible forever not only has zero counterplay, but it also promotes you like running into the backline all the time. So you have lower ranked Sombras who try to like be stealthy and run in the backline and look for hacks and look for damage, and then you finish the game and they have 1300 damage throughout the last like 18 and a half minutes. Or in higher rank play, you have the Sombra that either sits on the side just hacking the tank on cooldown, or sits with her team and just sits there literally holding the right click the entire time, waiting for you to have either one not shooter or shield to go down or whatever it is, and just keeps hacking the tank off cooldown. It worked in Overwatch 1, in Overwatch 2, the ability for a DPS character to deny all of your cooldowns, especially a tank like that easily, I think honestly goes into the realm of like why Discord is a really impressive thing to play against now as a tank player, where Sombra needs to be changed, where she's not invisible all the time, and her whole kit should not revolve around anti-fun mechanics of denying you the ability to play the video game.
I'd be really interested to hear some like takes eventually on like what changes could be made to Somber to make Somber like really fun, but also still have like some of what Somber's abilities are. That'd be a fun like discussion point one time.
Yeah.
Maybe get people play Somber too, you know, kind of have a discussion, figure out like I don't play Somber enough to know exactly what could work, but I'd definitely be curious to learn more about like what changes could like be had for Somber to be a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think Somber's in a unique spot. Also, just so everybody knows, when you're hacked, because it's funny, because I usually ask chat this every day, just so you know, when you're hacked, it is not a bug when it says hacked for 8 seconds. That means you're wall hacked the whole time. The whole team can see you for that 8 seconds, just so everybody knows. So I just had to put that out there. People are like, wait a second, what? That means, because before people were like, oh, why does it say hacked for so long? I can still use my abilities. If it's on you there, not only does it decrease Somber damage, they can see you for 8 seconds. I should have put that one in there.
All right, Sim. I'm sticking to my guns on this. I'm putting her on A.
Yeah, regardless of what we talk about with this discussion here on Sim, Flats and I are biased on this one because we play with Seagull a lot in ranked, and we will just see Seagull dominate with Sim, especially with the new ramp up damage. Or the change recently where like the ramp up just happens on like every hero, right? Is that how it works?
Yeah, Seagull has a spreadsheet from a Sim player where they had like an 85 to 90% win rate on certain maps throughout the whole season. Like think about that. Like where they literally win 90% of their games on certain maps. Like it is insane how much value Sim can get on a lot of points and a lot of maps and a lot of comps, but not everywhere. That's the thing. Sim doesn't get to do it everywhere, which is why some people think, oh, Sim is bad. But it's like, if you're playing certain maps and certain comps, like Sim can be scary good. So easily A tier for me.
Overwatch is very much like that. A lot of maps are very map dependent for some heroes. It doesn't mean you can't win on some maps. It's just some maps where if you play a hero on that map, you can dominate. That was my example with Sigma earlier, right? There's maps with Sigma where you just go Sigma. And it's just Circuit Royale, for example, is a map. Like, if you play Sigma against any other tank, most of the time you feel like you have a good opportunity to win just because it just plays so well into your hero. Oh, here's an interesting one.
Torb. I don't know if I want to give Torb A. I feel like A is going to fill out here really quick. I think Torb's a B.
We can go with B. I think I have Torb in A tier, but I also just like playing Torb.
Yeah, I mean Torb is fun.
Torb's fun.
Torb is fun. Torb's a nice character to play on defense a lot of times, but I just don't think he's like the same level as like Ash. You know.
We gotta get like a picture of Torb Tart and put it in S tier.
Yeah, honestly, should. We honestly should.
Yeah, there you go.
Tracer. I think Tracer's an A tier.
I think I have Tracer at A tier too. I think Tracer's good. I think Tracer, especially now, I think they finally found that spot damage-wise they want too with Tracer. You know what I mean? Like, they finally did that like damage in between, which they haven't done. I think Tracer's pretty good. Obviously, it can depend, especially on like who's playing Tracer too.
Yep.
Because Tracer's a lot about not only the aim but the movement.
Yep.
And I think like when our experience playing against Tracer is when you play against a good Tracer is just so tough to play against.
Total menace.
So I think with the A tier, it's just basically going off of what we've noticed with playing against really good Tracers. But I could see that change. I could see like there being a variance of that too.
Yep.
But yeah, I think A tier is a fine pick.
So I think Widow's also A tier. So
yeah, go ahead.
Here's why. If we can give Sim, A tier based off of how good she is on certain maps, I think Widow deserves the same treatment. Because Widow is, on certain maps, a good Widow, you literally just don't play the game. You just lose. You literally lose at the start screen if you have a good Widow and they don't. Or sorry, if they have a good Widow and you don't. You just lose.
Yep. Okay.
Like, Circuit Royale, Junkertown, even Midtown I'd say somewhat. Midtown second is like...
Second point is
they have a real good, like, Widow player, game's over. You already lost.
Well, one of the problems now, and this is just my take on this, is like, it used to be that when they had a Widow, you had to focus the Widow. But with Sojourn being so good right now, Widow almost has a lot of like free range, where a Widow can just, half the time Widow's just, no one even is looking at Widow, because Sojourn's putting so much damage output out that Widow is just on some, like playing an off angle somewhere, and you're just worrying so much about the Sojourn getting pocketed that Widow's just headshotting people across the map.
So, like, remember when Double Sniper was meta with Hanzo?
Oh, I remember Double Sniper.
So now it's double Sniper, except with Hanzo, you just trade it out for a second better hit scan. And now it's Sojourn.
Yeah. Like Soldier's really good. So yeah, I mean, I think once again, Widow's one of those heroes that could be in different areas of the tier list. I'm fine with A tier. I mean, some of the Widows we go against are just so good.
So, I got another heater for you. Ready?
Yep.
I think Soldier's A tier. I think he is. I think he's actually really good. And here's why. Okay, I'll explain why.
Good third support.
Good third support.
Especially when you have a Moira.
Yes, of course,
They're
of
back.
course.
Yeah.
So here's why. Soldier really good against Hog. Really good. Being able to pepper him down over time. Same thing against Orisa. Being able to force Orisa's cooldowns over time really does like put a lot of pressure onto her. Now, it's not the same as like Junkrat or Sojourn where you put a ton of pressure first. But at like a range, peppering them down, forcing those cooldowns out, you really can put a lot of pressure on their front line and make it so that they have to burn their cooldowns early. And when they burn their cooldowns early, it's easier for your team to end up winning the fight. So the only outliers I would say are for Ramatra and Sigma. Ramatra, I don't think he's actually that bad against, because the Nemesis form, if he pops Nemesis form and he's looking to like go aggressive with it, it's kind of the same thing as like with Hog and Orisa, where you have unshielded, very easy damage that you can kind of start pumping out. But against Sigma, Soldier's going to be borderline useless. You're not really going to be breaking a lot of his shield and stuff like that, so it's a lot tougher. But I think because of the way the meta currently is, and Soldier being able to kind of work on his own, you can let the Mercy pockets stay with the Sojourn, you know, whatever your Kiriko is mostly probably staying with whatever tank it is. Sojourn has a lot of mobility to really poke down on those maps where something like Widow isn't as good, and you need that extra damage as opposed to one shot that might not be good on more close quarters maps, like, you know, some of the control point maps, such as like, you know, Nepal or Oasis.
Soldier's one of my favorite heroes to play. I lean a bit more towards B tier nowadays, on the basis of the heroes I'm going against a lot of the time. I find that sometimes I just get, it's the amount of times I get one shot as Soldier, even if like, or I'm spending most of the time, and you know this because I think you did it one time playing a quick play. You find yourself sprinting away.
You do a lot of sprinting away.
So it's not that Soldier's bad, right? And I think Soldier's, I find Soldier more in B tier for me personally, just from my experience of playing Soldier against some of the comps. But I mean, A tier is also fine. I lean more towards B tier, but I think it could be argued both ways.
I think it could be too. I agree with you. Like honestly, I don't think Soldier's a whole lot better than say May, but I think he's still better than May. So like those types of like looking at A and looking at B, I just think that he's better than a lot of the B tier character. Sorry, better than the B tier characters, and I would say on par with some of the A tier characters. So I'm with you on that, but I'm gonna say he's a little bit higher.
All right.
Moira, easy S tier, right?
Yeah, I can't think of a better DPS.
Yeah, bingo. We're in agreement there.
I had to use that bit again.
Yeah, of course. Did you see somebody read it or someone on your comments was like, Moira's not S tier, on the one where you put it on S tier and then immediately moved it to B tier?
Yeah.
So they saw that section, paused the video, and went immediately to the comments section, commented, and then left. Never watched the end of it.
Yeah, Moira is one of those heroes that it's funny because we normally don't have too many Moiras in our games, right?
Yeah.
So like the experience is a lot different. I have heard that Moira in some ranks is absolutely dominant. Like absolutely dominant. And then in other ranks, Moira is not as dominant. I still want to point out, whenever I use that damn Halen orb, it just goes to the skybox. I've tried everything. You ever trying to catch up to a Moira orb, a Halen orb? I'm like, no wonder the damage orbs used a ton. Like, it just flies away. You're trying to get to it. It's just like, so I think that's the thing with Moira, is that Moira dominates in some ranks, and this is why it's kind of a bit of a harder hero to put a rank with. I think B tier is totally fine.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
I've even seen Moiras play pretty well in top 500. I just think that B tier is fine. I think if you ever want to go a hero that you don't, basically what ends up happening is this: are you getting dove and your teammates aren't doing anything about it? you don't know what to do, you go Moira.
Yeah, agreed.
And that's Moira's a safe pick. You can do damage if you want to. You can fade away. You have survivability.
Mhm.
I think it's a pretty good,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ana. I'm gonna just go for it. I think Ana's S tier.
Okay, that's fine.
So I think she slept on a little bit. I think the extra second on her nade was actually a pretty big buff, but people don't see it because they're like, oh, just cleanse it. But good Anas are gonna understand though that the extra second didn't matter versus cleanse. What the extra second mattered was for punishing targets. So you could buff anti-nade to 9 seconds if the whole argument behind it why is Ana not good is because it can be cleansed. Make it 10 seconds. What's going to happen then if it's just going to get cleansed instantly, right? But that's not how it works. Ana, the 4 seconds now actually makes it so she actually can punish characters like Hog if they're not running a Kiriko or cleanse has already been used. And there's a lot of reasons for Kiriko to use her cleanse now. Think about it. If you're playing Orisa and you have Ana and their Hog goes for heal and then your Orisa javelins him out of heal, their Kiriko needs to cleanse him immediately because he's gonna die. So you cleanse him, there it is. Guess what comes in next? Anti-nade. I wouldn't say she's as dominant as something like, you know, maybe Kiriko. I think she's like a little bit less strong than Kiriko, but I think that actually Ana and Ramacha are really good together. So depending on what your team is running, Ana can very easily be S tier, no problem. So I'm actually going to stick with her in S tier, where she's a little bit more niche than Kiriko. Kiriko you can just pick no matter what. But I think that Ana actually is just as strong. The only reason why she's not being played as much is because Kiriko's a little bit better with Hog and maybe even Orisa as well.
Yeah, I think I probably... It's tough to say for me. I think I even said, I think one of my skills that I put Ana in A+.
Yeah.
I still think that with Kiriko being as strong as Kiriko is, and this is more purely like in our rankings especially.
Mm-hmm.
I see so much Kiriko mercy, and like if the discussion came down to would you have a Kiriko or an Ana right now,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the time I think a lot of people go with Kiriko,
Yep.
even if there is a Hog, because Kiriko can still enable Hog,
Yep.
or prevent Hog from doing a lot. Both
Agreed.
ways. Not like fully, obviously, like, you know, Hogs, you have to time the cooldowns correctly, a bunch of stuff there, but I think I have Ana like A+, but I think Ana is so close to being S tier soon. A couple mid-season adjustments, and you could be looking at Ana being absolutely right up there. I mean, you gotta remember, Ana also got the damage increase, right?
Yep.
I'm correct? So
Extra healing
I think-
too.
Exactly. You got extra, like, a bunch of buffs there. Ana's right there, like, really close.
I think
Really
she's there.
close to being up
I
there,
actually
yeah.
think she's already there. That's my opinion on it. I think she's there. I actually think that Kiriko is still really good. But I honestly, I don't even mind getting an Ana on my team. I actually like it.
I don't either. But that's also because my hero pool. I'm playing a lot of like Orisa and Ramacha right now. So when I have an Ana and I'm like, you want Nano? I'm like, do I? And I start, you know, javelin spinning in, like, you know, Nemesis form. Like, of course I do.
Yep.
So I don't complain one bit. Yeah, I think like I said, I think Ana's like pretty much right there. I just go. That's my way of almost having Ana in every here.
So, you ready to make everyone go nuclear?
Depends where we put this next hero.
I think Brig is a B tier. Hear me out on this. Or everyone goes crazy. Brig is actually good, but this meta doesn't favor her. Just like in the history of Overwatch, it's always been that since the dawn of time. Lucio and Brig are never good at the same time, unless played together. Ghost, Brig was really good, Lucio was really good, played together. And we got into later metas where Zen was played, Zen Brig was played, or, you know, even Lucio Ana or Lucio Bap didn't play Brig and Lucio together. There was that Junker Queen meta where you played Brig Lucio together and it was good. But otherwise, you never have those two be meta, because Lucio enables aggression comps, go forward, Brig enables poke comps to play back. So Brig is mostly an area denial protection support, while Lucio is a W key hold, we go forward type of support. The only thing that I would give is that is not that good about Brig right now is their ult is much worse than it was in Overwatch 1. But I think very, 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 very easily Brig could become a almost must pick. And there's a few Brig one tricks on the ladder that are like very high rank right now. Like I think one of the Brig one tricks was actually like top 20 last week. I haven't checked since then, but there was one that was like top 20. And the way you're playing Brig in this current format is not that different than how you're supposed to play Brig, because you're playing the Mercy Kiriko comps. You're not playing Rush anymore. You're playing Mercy to pocket the Sojourn and let the Sojourn go crazy, and the tanks aren't holding W the same way they used to. Yeah, sure, Orisa and Hog kind of brawl, but they're not like W king into the backline kind of like you would on a Rhine comp or even the Zarya comps. It's differently played. It's brawling, but not holding W type brawl. And that's where I think Brig could end up becoming really, really good. And we saw when we watched the Fuel Shock show matches, when they played Ramatra, there was one of the game modes that they played. They had to play Ramatra, and when they played Ramatra, both teams played on a Brig. They both played on a Brig. Why did they play on a Brig? Well, on a Brig is actually not that bad if you're not rushing, because the Brig plays basically protector to the Ana, keeps flankers off, keeps her alive, while the Ana just pumps out healing and damage to everyone else on the team and makes sure that she's safe. So, if a world became where maybe Kiriko got nerfed, or let's say Lucio, or even like, Sojourn got hard nerfed. If Sojourn got hard nerfed, would people play Mercy? I don't think so. What would you go to next? I think you go to Ana or Kiriko, and if Ana wins, I think Brig becomes strong.
But like, wouldn't okay? So so you said the would become strong.
Yes, like S tier pick.
S tier, okay.
I think Ana became strong. If Ana became the number one, because Sojourn got nerfed, right?
Okay.
And I'm guessing, so we're also talking about Hog. Hog is going to get nerfed, right? Hog is going to get, something's going to happen to Hog. They're going to get a small rework. If Sojourn isn't hard meta, you already eliminate Mercy, right? So if you eliminate Mercy, either Lucio comes meta again, or I think Brig becomes meta with Ana. But she's still good right now. I think Brig is still good. I think she's actually a fine support to pick, just not as strong as some of the others.
Okay. I mean, you know what? I kind of want to I'm gonna let this one. I'm just curious to see what the overall reaction of this pick will be. So what I will go with more is, you're talking about the ultimate. You did hear about the ult change though, right? That will be happening eventually.
No, what was it?
So there was an interview a while back, and I can't remember. It might have been Alec, but there was an interview where actually apparently they have a ultimate they like, I think it was, but they need to wait on the graphics and the UI. It was in an interview somewhere. So there is changes that are coming to Brig's ult in some form.
Oh, interesting.
But I don't know what that is. But I remember there was an article somewhere. I can't remember if it was between like season 1 and season 2. Maybe someone in chat can find that. But apparently Brig's ultimate is there's something they like. There's something there that they're gonna probably try to see if it works in Brig ult.
Makes sense.
I don't know what that is or what that could be or what would like require like a UI change, graphics change, etc. So I'm curious to see what that is. I don't necessarily think Brig is in B tier. But I think one thing that I look at with Brig is that Brig, the way that Brig is played, the play style that needs to be played right now in Brig is a lot different than how I think Brig's being played. And I think that is where I would have Brig a little bit. But I had Brig in D tier.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, if you're talking about like people picking like the pick rate, sure. But I think that Brig is slept on, and I think the reason why Brig isn't being played is because you pick Mercy and you pick Kiriko and or Lucio, and it's like that's why. But like that doesn't make Brig bad. That just makes it so that there is technically a better pick, if that makes sense. Like Junker Queen and Simp are Junker Queen and Sombra are bad. They are bad characters and they are not good. Brig is good, there's just other supports that outshine her. That's why I think that even though it's not the strongest pick you can make, that doesn't make the character bad. That just puts other supports above them. But in the grand scheme of things, still a very good character.
Okay. I mean, hey, listen, I like him. You know what? I'll probably stick with the DRC tier right now. But I mean, I guess the fun part about Overwatch 2 now is that we're gonna have so many. Well, I hope we will. That we're gonna have, you know, mid-season balance patches that we can have more discussions about Brig into the next one too. And it'll be interesting subject to talk about then. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So yeah, listen, you were right on the hot take with that one, but I think that's the fun part. I'm very curious to see what like everybody's opinion on that is too, because I can tell it's the discussion about Brig is definitely a pretty good one right now. Also, December 6th apparently is when Alex tweeted that about the Brig stuff.
Oh no shit.
Yep.
All right, this one we don't really have to talk about, right? Just S tier.
Yeah, Kiriko's S tier. I don't think I talked about it. Cooldowns, abilities, everything's Kiriko's fun. I will talk about this for a second. I think Lucio might be more A tier now. I had Lucio in S tier, but I think that's moved a little bit now with some of the recent changes. I don't think that Lucio that could shift though. Keep in mind, there's very high chance that if the meta shifts to some like Lucio Rush Ramatra meta, Lucio's right back in A tier.
Oh yeah.
But I think right now, I think Lucio is more in the A tier because we've come into more of almost a pocket sojourn, go for one shot type of play style rather than just rushing play style. Once again, that shifts though. You could have a really good Lucio Orisa, rush-in comp, but I'm finding that Orisa's mobility is so good that you don't necessarily need a Lucio right now. Yeah, you can still kind of get to where you want to and make the play you want to. So that's why I initially had Lucio in S tier. I'm looking more like A tier. Could still be high A tier. I think that's going to shift a lot with Lucio as of right now.
Yeah,
but,
I think it's dependent on a few things, but you're right.
Yeah. What's the tier? Actually, I feel I've asked that a lot, and I'm curious what your take on this is too. What would you consider this tier list? Because obviously there's so many different variations that go into a tier list. For example, like you can look at OWL comps. You can obviously OWL isn't.
OWL's not being played, so we're not looking at that.
Not being played, so you're not going at that. But like, are you going off of top 500 games? Are you going off of all of ranked? I think it's kind of like almost everything. It's kind of just like overall discussion about the heroes.
I don't really like putting stuff in a box like that. I think that's kind of like a good way for people to write stuff off. It's like, well, they're only talking about their rank, so it doesn't matter for mine.
That's fair. Yeah, I was just wondering.
No, most of this actually would apply to most of the ranks. The only thing that I would say is like outliers is like example Ryan would probably be really like S tier and bronze. Why is that? Because they have no mechanical skill, and that playing a big brawly like tanky character against people that don't have much mechanical skill with a character that doesn't require a whole lot of mechanical skill will then make it good. That doesn't make the character good, that just makes the circumstances around it not like what you would consider an ideal FPS game. So like there's always going to be outliers, there's always going to be like, there's always going to be extremes of things, but this, I don't think I would say like this is like only top 500, this is only this, like I think a lot of this would actually apply through 99% of the, or 95% of the ranks, with some small variations here and there. But like you can't account for everyone's player skill, like you can only account for so much.
I've been having a good time talking about Overwatch. That's where I'm at. All right, this is the hot take one.
No, this isn't a hot take. This isn't even a hot take. Anyone who disagrees with this is literally a moron. Mercy is S tier, and Mercy's not S tier because the character is broken. It's because of what she does in enabling a broken character. That doesn't make the character not S tier. It doesn't make it not good. The character's whole purpose in high elo play is to enable this one to one-shot people on cooldown. And even better than that, you can actually play even more aggressive because you have the pocketed DPS. And then even more than that, you can actually center your entire comps based around the character. So you play Ashe, you could play Tracer, because Tracer is a lot more self-sustaining on her own, so Kiriko can focus on your tanks, while Mercy and Sojourn can work together. Then Mercy and Mercy and Ashe can work together. Hell, even Mercy and Soldier, like something to fall back on during those mid-fights. Things that Mercy can enable then also become good, because Mercy is enabling currently what is the best character in the game. Now, what also makes Mercy really good? Her S tier is also comes from things like res. So because we're in one-shot meta right now, basically, where Widow is pretty good, Ashe is pretty good, Sojourn is dominant, you end up opening fights with a pick. So what ends up happening is a Sojourn sits back and then gets their railgun, shifts, jumps, looks, one tap someone. What happens when that happens 90% of the time? Well, it's around most of your team's around the corner, but somebody was peeking out to do damage. Well, guess what? Mercy walks over and pops the res, and boom, it's undone now. And now you get to start the fight at 5v5 again instead of 4v5. That res, even though slow, in a lot of situations when the first pick happens, is able to be canceled out and makes res really, really powerful in how the game was currently played. If we were playing a super rush meta and everyone was holding W with Lucio, we wouldn't have time to res. But because we're not playing Lucio comps, we're playing slower and playing more poke, Mercy has enough time to get those reses and removes those first fight picks. And even better, if she has something like Valk, mid-fight can end up bringing the tank back to life, and having your tank alive determines the fight almost as much as your Sojourn getting one taps. And I would say in ranks Masters and below, probably actually determines it more. But also on top of that, Mercy's second thing that makes her S tier is her movement. Good Mercies are like F-22 Raptors flying around in circles. You can't kill them. It's impossible. What makes a good Mercy player is they're always the last one to die, or they never die at all. The best Mercy players never die. They're always the last one. Bad Mercies are the ones that die first. If you're dying first as Mercy, you got a lot of improvement that needs to happen. But if you die last consistently, then you're doing well on Mercy, and that's what you should strive to do. So the one-shot capability she enables, plus the pocket she enables, plus the ability to remove a first fight pick as before the fight even starts, is what makes her so powerful. Also, she got 5 extra bullets to her pistol, so obviously that character's going crazy in the damage department, right?
That was gonna,
yeah. Just wanted to make sure.
I think I would say, because I had put Mercy in S tier too. A lot of it really is just current meta. Mercy is paired with a lot of the heroes played so well. It doesn't necessarily mean like, I think sometimes when we look at like S tier and like F tier, it's not necessarily meaning like, oh, this hero is absolutely broken, they need to go nerf Mercy. It's more along the lines of like, Mercy brings
Some
a lot to
people
the
do
table.
think that, though. You gotta understand.
That's, I think we should discuss Mercy a little bit. It's like, Mercy just currently plays really well with a lot of the heroes. I don't think like you need to go and, nerf Mercy healing, right? No, I don't think you need to do that. I mean, it could be argued maybe it needs a little bit more healing. I'm not saying that's the case, but you get my point. Like, there's different variations with Mercy where Mercy just plays well in the current comp. I mean, Sojourn is the most dominant hero in the game. Mercy plays well with Sojourn. Mercy.
So, you want to get people really angry before we move on? I think that damage boost is fine, but Discord needs to be completely reworked. So, people talk about damage amp being too strong. I think Discord Orb is 10 times more unhealthy than damage boost is. Anyways, let's move on to Zen. How do you feel about Zen?
Talking about damage boost, I think that's going to be a discussion that happens later in Overwatch. If they can't
let them go.
find a way.
You gotta let them do their thing.
What?
Let's just say it and then let them go crazy about it. That's the whole point.
Didn't we already do that with Brig?
No, we talked about Brig for like 10 minutes.
See, we even got Super Saiyan. Hog cannot be S tier with Orisa currently the way he is. Oh, okay. So according to Super, by the way, just to add on to the tier list here, Super says in the chat, Hog cannot be S tier with Orisa currently the way she is. How do you feel about that? And then we'll go on to the next stuff.
But wouldn't that still make Hog S tier though? Just because Orisa just shuts them down. Like if you remove Orisa from from that pick, then Hog is still dominant though. No?
Well, I think the argument there is, and this is the argument with that, is that Orisa against Hog, it kind of almost, like if you go Orisa against a Hog, more than likely Orisa's gonna win that 1v1 right now.
Yeah.
I think that's the discussion.
For sure. Absolutely, but Orisa is like the necessary evil versus Hog, but I don't think Orisa is like, I think for example, if you pick Winston, I think Winston's actually really, really good when they play Orisa. I think that you can actually just go bully their backline and be like, you can go crazy, but then you can just swap Hog and then you blow up the Winston and then it's it. So it's better to just stay on the Orisa in ranked. Now obviously it's not pro play, in ranked. It's just better to stay on the Orisa and keep them from going anything else than to swap to Winston and try to get more value.
Okay.
That's at least what I think of it. Like it's kind of like how in season 1 it was like Diva, Zarya, and Winston. Like everyone's playing like those three, and it's like, yeah, even though you could go Winston and do pretty well against Zarya, it was typically better to just stay on the Zarya, so like they didn't go deep and just blow you up. That's at least that's how I think of it at least.
All right, understandable. Yeah, it was just a really cool point actually, because then I thought about it too. When Super had mentioned that, I'm like, well, that kind of goes into the discussion about what we had, where like you can't have certain heroes in like the same tier. I'm like, oh, that is kind of interesting, because technically Hog and Orisa was designed to counter Hog, so that puts Hog in a unique spot with that. Hi, buddy. Sorry, I saw you saying hi. It was just interesting on that one.
Yeah.
Oh, out of curiosity, Super, if you're still there, where would you put Hog on a tier list? I'm not curious now. We'll come back to that in a second. Zenyatta, I'll let you take Zen here, because I think Zen has a discussion about Discord Orb, and we were talking a little bit about damage boost. Is like, I'm trying to think of a good way to put it. I wonder if there's gonna be an issue in Overwatch in the future where damage boost makes it hard to balance some of the heroes, and they can't figure out how to like nerf, right? Because it goes for a lot of heroes.
Yeah.
Any damage increase makes it so like, for example, how would Overwatch be if Soldier was at 20 damage, but there was no heroes that were like increasing damage, right? Because anytime you buff Soldier to 20 damage, Soldier becomes like unstoppable because you're playing with a Zen or a Mercy or something like that, right? Or even like that. So I'm curious to see what would happen with lower damage boosted, but anyway, yeah, go ahead.
I'm with you on that. I think Discord Orb should be like 15%, but like, regardless though, the problem is support is like kind of struggling already. So it's like, you don't want to do anything to take anything away from them right now. Like, you don't want to make like, you know what I mean? Like, support's a very, very touchy subject in Overwatch right now. So I'm actually totally fine with not talking about it for a bit.
Okay,
but
that's fine.
In Overwatch 1, Discord Orb was still kind of oppressive to play against, but it made sense, right? Like, you had to still pick which tank you put it on and stuff like that. But in Overwatch 2, like, is there really a reason for putting your Discord Orb on anything other than a tank when you're, except if you're dueling someone in a 1v1? Is there any other reason to like put it on someone other than the tank in like 99% of the like situations? Like, I feel like most situations it's just like put it on the tank and leave it there, and because the tank's getting shot at by most people anyways to try to like win the frontline war, it just makes more sense. And it went from being what Overwatch 1 was in its original state of, you know, like pre-roll queue. You had to decide who it's going on at all times and try to figure out, like, you know, going back and like goats. Like, are you trying to get it on their Zarya when she doesn't have bubble? Are you trying to get it onto their Rhine? Like, who, like, where is it trying to go? To now, it's like you don't even have to think about it. There's no decision. It's just put it on the tank and leave it there. I just, it feels kind of lazy. You know what I mean?
Okay. So just one, and to just talk about Hog for a second. Hog Super did say like high A, so probably like that A+ tier we were talking about.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I see that, yeah.
My only thing would be to that, because I don't disagree. I'm actually kind of with you on that, at least for like high level ranked. But I feel like if you have to pick another character to make sure one doesn't get value, in this case being Hog is so strong that you need to pick Orisa to shut him down, is that character still not S tier then? Because to me it is. Even though Orisa still wins the 1v1, I like, yes, Orisa's S tier, but Hog is so dominant and so strong that you have to pretty much pick Orisa to stop him. I think that still keeps Hog as like an S tier character. That's at least how I think about it.
Yeah.
But I'm fine with that. I'm not like, no, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it very much, it honestly seems like it's very like the discussion on that's almost like it's pretty close. It's just a little bit of a difference of like, well, you know, Super just said like it's because Orisa doesn't get value. Basically, Orisa can still get value if Hog is not in the game, which I guess is the counter argument to that is what Super's going with. Like basically, if Orisa's still playing in the game, Orisa still does really well, right? So I think it's good discussion. It's a really cool discussion, and it makes me want to keep. I think we really need to start doing like a tank podcast and talk more about Overwatch in general.
You just have to hit Q for tank and then.
I know, Q for tank. I would love to get some people
go.
on and just talk Overwatch. That'd be great. Hey, well, I think try to get Super on. Just kind of just talk about stuff.
Dude, podcasts are tough though. We'd have to, we got to get someone who's actually good at this stuff.
I know. I mean, I've done a little bit of like hosting stuff, but it's actually preparing it that's
the hard part. Dude, podcasts are actually hard to do.
It would be fun to like bring like Super in sometime too when we talk about tanks and stuff. Have like a whole discussion. Would be kind of cool.
Yeah, we'd be down.
But the Zenyatta thing in general, I think that is something we're going to be talking about when Zen becomes meta. Just so everybody knows, there was a meta where Zen was meta, where they gave Zen, I just said meta and Zen like 3 times.
Yeah.
Where Zen had 225 HP, and Zen became like unkillable, but also made it impossible to play tank. Like Zen just dominated, which actually is funny because we ended up going into the sustain meta of like what's called Jotes, the Brig Lucio Jugger Queen meta. So Zen is a very
You're talking about Overwatch 1, right? With Briggs Zen?
no. Overwatch 2. Remember when Zen became they gave the extra HP to Zen, and then we were playing during the beta, and you just got one shot on cooldown
Yeah.
because of Discord Orb. I was
Yeah.
talking about your like whole Discord Orb thing. I think we're gonna eventually, when we get back to a Zenyatta meta, which will happen at some point, I think that discussion will happen. With
Oh yeah, 100%.
how
but
it feels to play against things.
I ain't starting that conversation right now. Nope.
Well, that's what I mean.
I'm
But,
good.
Like, if we're just going with Zen in general right now, I think a lot of people. I mean, maybe not a lot of people, but I think a lot of people just probably put Zen in B or C tier. Good Zen can dominate
Yeah,
a game.
I'd agree with that.
A bad Zen will probably be complaining that you're not healing them, either A, because they're on the front line, or B, because the Moira's in the back line doing damage. I think probably I go like B, because I think Zen just has good value with the orb and is good against a lot of the tanks right now.
Yeah.
So for example, if you do Discord like an Orisa or like a Hog, like if played correctly and you actually have a pretty good positioning, a suggestion I have for Zen, good positioning, being one of those Zens that's really hard to deal with is so good. Like when we play against some good Zen sometimes, if you can't get to them and you just have good like positioning, you'll pop off.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's an interesting discussion on that one. Chat was like, oh, what about Zen next to Brig? I'm like, well, we'll leave that for that's
we
listen,
lived through that for like a year, so it's not that far fetched.
like I said, I am curious to see the reaction of the Brig decision on that one. I like Brig in, like I said, a little bit lower of a tier right now, but like Zen B tier, I think is pretty reasonable. You could argue maybe some A tier if like you're really pumping off on them, but I think B tier is a pretty safe pick. I think a lot of the problem right now is supports are kind of in an issue right now where supports just need some love across the board. Like when it comes to buffs, there just isn't a lot happening with what they've done with support so far.
I think the opposite. I don't think supports need buffs. I think that we still have damage creep from Overwatch 1. I think that
Fair enough.
I think that like Beta 1 really showed with the second with the 20%, what was it? Was it like 20% passive, the speed boost buff passive? That supports were basically just getting like eaten alive by all the flanker DPS. It's like honestly, I don't think that support is weak. I think DPS is still a little too strong. I think that honestly, damage numbers across the board need to come down, and that would make healing feel more impactful, and that would make sure that you can survive longer because you're taking less damage from each character. And like, God, I don't even know where you would start, to be honest with you, but like, there's even like old buffs from back during GOATs that are still like kind of prevalent, you know?
Yeah, well, I was gonna say with buffs too. I'm not specifically talking about like damage. I'm more talking about how they gave Zenyatta like the kick and like a little bit of like
survivability tools.
Yes, more like survivability, quality of life changes. Than I'm talking more about like, oh, let's just give Zenyatta 1,000 damage.
But who needs another survivability tool right now?
I guess that's fair because you have Brig who can. Oh, I mean, Brig's a different story. More can fade out.
Because Zen, we saw what happened when we buffed Zen's survivability. It would suck to play against. He was like, it went from a glass cannon to a fortress.
That's fair. Mm-hmm.
So
Gives.
I don't know. Like, support's definitely like it's struggling. It's in trouble, but I don't think buffing them to the moon is the play. I just don't think it is. I think that honestly, I think damage across the board coming down would be kind of nice.
Fair.
Because we saw with going to a single tank format and taking less damage, like the game felt a lot better. Beta 1, Beta 2, even when Overwatch launched, like across the board, there's less damage now because obviously there's one less tank. If you lowered that even more, would that kind of make sure that your life is like a little bit more important? And then if the argument becomes that healing becomes too strong because there's not enough damage, you can even bring healing down a little bit. But I think that's a longer conversation at that point. I think overall damage comes down first.
Yeah, I think that will be a discussion where I think there'll be a lot of different. Like, I think right now, the funny part is that I'm really curious to see where the game goes once Sojourn's nerfed. To the point where, like, Sojourn's a must pick. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, Sojourn
like
first.
I think, like, for me, in talking about support, too, like, I know a lot of... What's next hero gonna be?
Back.
Do we know? No, the next hero in general, like...
Oh.
Is it gonna be... What role? I just feel like support in general just... I know they're looking forward to new heroes and, like, fun stuff when a lot of the other heroes got, like, like, got the tank reworks and all that, although it was 5v5.
Well, like, that's the thing that bugs me all the time is, like, people look at, like, the tanks and they're like, what tank?
Well, that's
tank?
the 5v5,
You
right?
tank got all this stuff. Okay, well, let's look at history. Overwatch 1 was dominated by people not wanting to play the tank role. It had insta-queues, nobody wanted to play it, it wasn't fun, it was double shield, it was ass. So their goal going into Overwatch 2 for like the year of like where they were working on the game for PvP was to fix the tank role and to make it more enjoyable. They did that. What they did is they reworked Orisa, they changed Doomfist from the DPS category over, they changed the way a lot of the tanks work, we got Junker Queen, they made tanks beefier, they tried to make the tank role more fun to play, and then they accomplished it, I would say. A tank role is much more fun. But then people are like, well, what about support? Well, support wasn't a problem until we hit Overwatch 2. Support actually, for most people, was actually an overpowered role in Overwatch 1. It was too strong to the point where we actually didn't even need to play healing constantly. We played Brig Zen because Brig would sit there and protect Zen. Zen would just blast people out of Narnia, and you played double shield or you played Sigma Hog, and the Hog would sustain on his own, and Sigma would sustain on his own with low healing, and supports would be have a third DPS. It was insane. We went through that for like a year. So when people say support like sucks and they need to fix it right now, agreed, but that wasn't a problem until 2 months ago. Like, actually a little bit further, I would say. Even in the betas we started to see the problem, to be honest. But so I'll give you that. It's been a longer than, I'd say it's probably been about 6 months, but even Beta 1, fixing the DPS passive made it way better. I honestly don't even think that the passives are even the best thing that you should have. I think the passives are causing the problems on their own as well, but I don't know, that's a different conversation.
I get what you're saying. I think a lot of time it's just, you know, I think they want support to be, you know, fun. So I think a lot of that's
100%.
happening with them. Yeah, exactly. So I think sometimes you'll see that like discussion happen with supports. I guess like being like more like supports these buffs is not the correct. For that one, it's more like I just having support. Having ways to make the supports fun, whether that's a rework or not. Kind of like with Brig having maybe the ultimate change.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Maybe changing up a little bit of like the kits if it allows for those heroes to be more fun. I also look at it from like the tank player point of view, where I just see what Orisa was and what Orisa's become now, and just be like, oh, Orisa's so fun to play now. That
Yeah, you know, but there's people that already think she's not fun. Like, she's not fun to play against. She's not fun to play with.
But that's gonna happen with a lot of metas anyway.
But that's always gonna happen whenever a character becomes strong. There's a difference between a character being strong and a character not being good for the game. Something like Hog, with the constant one tap and the constant just like running around, no care in the world, healing off cooldown. Like, you don't even need like there's a reason why Hog is so good in something like Arcade. You don't even need teammates. You just do what you want, and that's what makes it not fun. Sojourn running around one tapping people and having the mobility she has, I think is something that's also not that good. But like, you know, at what level can every character get reworked and all these other things? I don't know. It's such a harder conversation to have at that point.
You know what? I feel like if we ever do another tier list too, we should also have like Karq on here, or like ML, like a support player, etc.
Dude, Karq's tier lists are actually worse than ours, like by far. You should have seen his tier list. It was the worst thing I've ever seen.
I think it'd be fun because like sometimes I also feel like I would like to see like kind of like, okay, like Karq, when we're talking about supports here, are we just completely, you know what I mean? Or how do you feel with supports and stuff like that? It'd be fun to do that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I think it'd just be fun to like have that type of discussion, because obviously sometimes too when we you put Flats and I in a support duo, it ain't gonna go that well.
Oh yeah. Also, all right, let's finish this off. What's
Bap?
Yeah. Where do you put him?
I had Bap on B tier. I think Bap just plays well. I think arguments could be A tier too, because of just the output, the damage. I know Siegel's a huge fan of Bap.
I'm with you on that. I think A tier is the way.
Yeah, I think Siegel's a huge fan of BAP too. I think BAP is. I think one thing that I have underrated a bit with BAP, and it's something that I'm starting to realize more and more, is the AOE heal, the burst heal. Like, I know that obviously the damage, the
self
window,
heal, like the self heal.
Yeah, but that one AOE heals.
Yeah, but it doesn't do a whole lot. It would just like.
Yeah, but it's still decent enough to where like I just forgot that was a whole thing. The self heal's great. I just love that little AOE heal. I get so biased.
You want to save it for yourself though.
See, I get so biased towards that like heal because I just love like the Resto Druid playstyle of a Swiftmend. So if anybody who plays WoW knows what Swiftmend is, it just reminds me of Swiftmend so much that I love just the AOE burst heal on it. It's just completely I just love the way it works. It just reminds me of playing a Druid because you just get to use the burst heal around people. It's like, oh, this reminds me of like abilities I've used in other games. So
doesn't only burst heal you though if you're like below 50 health or something like that?
It heals more if you're under a certain amount of HP. Correct?
Yeah, I think it's like 100%. I think it's 100 healing burst if you're below 50.
Yeah.
And then does it also do 50 over time? It's team? Wait, everyone that's below? No, it's not everyone. That's
See, this is. I think next time we do a tier list, whenever we
everyone
do
who's below 50? Really? Is it 50% or 50 health? 50%. Oh, so if you're below 100 health. Oh, okay, that's actually... I didn't know it applied to anyone other than yourself. That's interesting. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, I was testing on the bots in the training range like the other day because I was like, I completely forgot that change happened. Like the BAP changes kind of just happened during the beta, and we were looking at so many other changes that we just kind of like didn't look at those changes.
Mhm.
I just love that play style. It's just so fun to me.
Yeah, no, I think BAP's a lot of fun. I enjoy BAP.
Yeah.
You know, obviously he kind of fell behind a little bit in Overwatch 2. With like, not having 2 tanks to AoE heal all the time. But I think he's still super, super fun. You get a lot of value out of him.
I've actually had a couple of BAPs in my teams recently that like they'll have like more damage than anybody else.
Oh yeah,
They go on
too.
an off angle. They go on an off angle and they just dominate. Now that doesn't that's not the case for the A tier here, but I think BAP's one of those heroes that is a good hero. If you have a BAP on your team, you're probably not gonna be like, oh, I have a BAP. You know what I mean? Like it's not too bad. BAP's a pretty good hero. So you can argue A or B tier for BAP, I imagine. I think some people go with B tier. Some people even say C tier, but I think A tier is a pretty good pick, safe pick.
Yeah.
Cool.
Agreed.
All right, that's an awesome 3.5 hour tier list.
Yeah, that was supposed to take like 15-20 minutes.
Well,
Way
I mean,
longer.
I don't know. I think the tone was set on the first discussion of the first hero put on the tier list. At that point, that was not that was 15 minutes in itself.
Wait, what was the first?
Started?
What was the first hero? Who we put
I
on
don't
first?
even remember. It was that long ago.
We put Winston. It wasn't even that crazy.
What do you mean? We went on a whole discussion about Winston.
Yeah, because we were making fun of your TikTok comments because
Yeah,
your
exactly.
TikTok
So
comments
at
thought
that
that
point-
Winston was S tier, so we were just memeing.
Yeah, so at that point, that set the tone for the rest of the tier list where we kind of went deep discussions. And honestly, I don't even know if a lot of people will see the deep discussion. They'll see the screenshot of the tier list. Have fun.
Yeah, have fun with the screenshot.
What do you mean? That's you. That's this year.
Yeah, I mean, I don't care. I'm cool with it.
I know. I'm just kidding. That was fun. I really do like talking about Overwatch. Deep discussions about Overwatch is always fun to me. So being able to do that was enjoyable. So I hope people enjoyed our deep discussion tier list. And I think the thing about tier list too is like, it's fine if you agree or disagree with the tier list. I think that's the fun of it. Is like going through there, seeing what we like, seeing what we don't, and
Yeah, not wrong.
I love talking about Overwatch. I really do. And actually Flats does too, which is nice. So it turns into a really, really fun discussion.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I've never done that in my life.
yeah, true.
Can't wait to unpause the 3 hours of alerts. Here we go.
Yeah. I'm gonna mute for a second so I can thank the people because I did have the alerts now.
I'm gonna go back in too. I'll see you in game.
Yeah, I'll see you in game later.
Welcome to season 3
Why do you
of
like
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Morty?
Master Saga.
Because
Farfa
Hobo
and I are
Johnson
back
was
on
the
fresh
first
accounts,
quirked up
and this
shorty
time
who
around
mixed
we've
the
got
Rick with
several
the
new
Morty.
rules and
That's what
fun,
people don't
exciting
understand.
surprises throughout the season. Tune in every Wednesday for new episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Saga Season 3.
All right, Rebecca, are you around? Can you make sure that the memes
This part
tweet
is
goes okay today?
Crazy good. Huge pickup there.
Oh my
Huge
God. I feel
pickup.
like you're single-handedly funding MDT's lifestyle. With
Yeah! Oh, I'm seeing the +4s. This is gonna be a good episode already.
Are you fucking serious?
YouTube! Welcome back to another episode of Ulticanahawk Turbo. No, of course I'm going to be searching for a different archetype this time.
Okay.
One thing I've noticed is that you guys have been pretty mad about the fact that I have...
Okay, real quick. 2737. Farfa has 2,737 subscribers. Go to Distant Coder Stream, he's got 5,000 subscribers. What do I have? 1,600. What are you all poor? What's going on? There better not be poor people watching my stream.
haven't been using my 5 secret packs first, potentially unlock more secret packs, and then you then...
This is true, by the way. This is correct. The reason he hasn't been doing it is because
I'll do
Doug
that
made it
this
up.
time. Imagine criticizing a 4-1 Altergeist defeater. Alright, let's get into the game. 10 master packs, beginning with our final bundle that we have access to this season, and that is
The
for
Yonder
Big
AGF
Mac
shit put a bunch of
Droplet.
people off.
All right.
That's true.
Well, this is a yikes pack here.
Roygan 12, thank you for the 5 gifties. See, that's
Let's
more
see,
like it. All right,
what's
no
in
more
the
subs,
tank
okay?
then?
I summon the blue eyes.
We're
We've actually
done.
got some
No more
nice
subs
things.
tonight.
Oh my god,
Thank
let's
you for
play
the
some
Now I
fossils.
take all your life points.
Crush card fighters. Grave of the
Good jump
Super
scare.
Ancient Orgasm. I wonder who popularized
Ryan
that during
N42, thank you for the sub. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
Turbo Fiend Dark Deck. Grave of the Super Ancient Organism.
Shouts out to when he spiked that to $8.
Nothing funny here. Red Resonators is okay, I guess, as a card. And our holo is Evo Diver. Are we going back to Evo tiles? Alright,
anti-diversity.
not sure if we're going back into West
Nano,
Turbo again.
thank you for the prime.
Surely we'll get lucky this time with Painful Decision. That's actually a
Does that open
good
anything?
card,
I think
to
it
be
doesn't.
fair. Holo in here, maybe? We got a White Rabbit and a Springan
Dimension Slice is a really good card, though. Dimension Slice is crazy strong. Lamentable Liam, thank you for the prime.
Branga. What? Can I just get some staples? Like, please, like, just a Mirror Force or a Fiendish Chain or something. You know what I'm saying? Alright, we got some stuff in here.
Okay.
We got Leafless Fish, Thunder Discharge, and a Holo Heroic
Okay.
Challengers, a
That's a
Fall
great-
Halberd,
wait.
the rank 4 deck.
When did they film this? Well, I guess they can't have filmed it yesterday, because this came out an hour ago. But there's a bunch of new shit in the hero pack.
Okay, I'm not sure if we have too much of a rank 4 pull, but could be worth exploring. And our Ultra is... Evil Twins. That's a very good pull for Evil Twins.
That pack is really bad, though.
Remember, we get an Ultra.
I guess we already got the Ultra.
This might be worth looking into. Wait, that doesn't unlock the pack?
No! Useless!
Never mind, I'm being told that that does not unlock the secret pack. Master us. Alright,
love math.
today I learned. Oh my god! We have an Ultra upgrade. A free Ultra upgrade.
Jillian is saying that the food is here. Da 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 da. Watched this ad while ago. Get my food, you fucking losers.
What's in here?
It's Sam Carver,
Give me a
thank you for
nice
the
pack.
sub.
Give me a nice pack. Give me a nice pack to root, right? We got Draco back who can play with our Vanilla Monster we searched with Painful Decision. And our Holo is... Alright, Doug, you heard it here first. I'm going to play Assault Modes.
No, no,
You know, it's
no.
funny, that card is
We're not
limited. The stupid tuner monster that I
Side
limited
blocker?
for Doug, so I can't even play that. Anything good here? No.
Divine
Divine
Wrath?
Wrath, maybe? Another Holo! It's raining Ultras. I hope it's actually a good secret pack this time, though. Alright, what's in the tank here? Any good staples? No good staples. But our Ultra is... Oh!
That's the worst pack in the game.
Gen X. I would rather have just pulled nothing, honestly. The disappointment is unmeasurable. Immeasurable. Unmeasurable. I can't speak English. Anglais? Qu'est-ce que c'est anglais? Speedroid Scratch.
Is there not a pack associated with this card?
Ooh, Speedroid. Alright, well, that is our master packs. Let's go do some research and see what we're going to pull from for this Secreto
Oh, these are
Pack.
bad.
Okay, here we are with our Master Saga pulls, and this week I'm doing something a bit different. I'm actually opening up these
Lizard
packs
D.
on a
James, thank
different
you
day
for the
when I'm playing against Farfa, so that I have a few days to like work on my deck, which I think I do need. So here we go, 10 packs, and we are finally done with the bundles because we have been using those the last couple of weeks, but we have unlocked all of these. Although I think
got
Farfa
all the
still has one
bundles.
this week, right? Comic Hand, okay.
Comic
Really want
Fury,
new
more like.
cards to go into this week. I think we
Yeah,
have a
this
pretty
is-
good like baseline strategy, but I want to try to find like a new like core archetype. Pack number 3.
Yeah,
first
Doug has a
Hollow,
bunch of
perhaps?
stuff. But we do want, like, something to do.
Oh.
Does that unlock something? What is that
Second
in?
copy of that card,
Zombie or
but
something?
doesn't unlock a secret pack. I wonder
Damn,
if we
it
can find
doesn't.
some
Wow,
like
that's
that use like
unfortunate.
that. Could be
He
two of
keeps
them.
pulling. I mean, both of
little
them
more
are pulling,
consistent.
like, dog shit
We
this
got
time.
Power of the
Oh, it opens up.
Guardian.
Oh, it's the Guardian
Fantastic
pack?
equip spell. Really good in sealed environments and also in
Fuck,
duels.
that's a
Not
great
sure
card,
what
but
pack
what
it
is the
unlocks,
pack
but
that it
very good
unlocks?
card. Build like a stun strategy. Jetroid, Tiki Soul,
Tiki Soul's big.
White Stinger.
Megaform
Use that
would be
master
big
duet
if we were playing Earth Machine.
Pack number 6. Not a lot of hollows so far.
Artifacts. Well, that's an interesting one. That might be worth going
We
into.
got Amazoness War Rock
Liger.
pack again. I don't know about that one. I don't think it's good enough with only 15 packs. But I could be
No,
wrong.
no, no.
I could be wrong.
No.
Yeah, ooh, couple hollows here.
Torby!
Ghost Trick, don't look MBT, and Supreme King Zark.
Yeah, don't do the Ghost
might
Trick one.
be playable.
No, don't do the Ghost Trick one. Come
We
on.
really want 3-hour episodes.
Don't do the Ghost Trick
Just
one.
saying. Couple hollows here. Krebits, we have Etel, that's pretty good. Masked Chameleon, good card. And Knight Express Knight, not bad either. But this is actually like a really good monster, especially if we can find a King of the Feral Lips in the future.
He's okay. Master Chameleon
Like,
has a
Ghost Trick
special
Resource
lock
Loop
on
is
him
not
that
that
people just
bad.
forget.
Okay, those cards aren't good though. Final pack here, 10 packs. 10
Wow, these have been terrible.
Goki Ironclaw. Beast
Iron
King
Claw's
Unleashed.
good.
Battle
fucking-
Fusion.
Oh,
and
the
Weather
Weathery
Painted.
Pack.
Weather
Weathery Pack is really hard to get
Beast
in
King
limited
Unleashed,
though
I will
because you need a
actually play.
critical mass of
If Team's able to
canvases
get a crazy
and
win on me
weathers.
with this, I will hopefully be able to use it against Farfetch as well. Let's take a
Oh.
look at what secret packs we
Beast King Unleashed.
All right,
The gift that
our
keeps on
pack
giving.
that we're going to go into for the secret packs this week is
Okay,
going to
that's
be
probably the
Primordial Rising. Not because we're actually trying to build any of these rocks and stuff, but I feel like I've already got a decent archetype to run with in Retro Beast. But there's a
Oh,
good chance that I could pull
this
one
pack
of these
is
very
crazy.
good staple cards.
It's all
of them.
Paleos.
Canadia. Morella, if we can maybe get a lost one out of here. There's a Dinomishus as well. So very, very good staples here. And with our first 5 packs, we'll see if maybe we can unlock anything else. But we'll see how it goes. Pack number 1. A holo immediately off the bat. Alright. This is an Anomalocaris or Opavinia. I will be playing Pure Paleo this week. I promise you. Nope, it's a fossil card. Alright, pack number 2.
Eldonia?
An
Oh.
Ultra! Wait a minute, that's not good. I don't want any of the Ultras, I just want the Supers. Oh god, this is gonna be terrible. 2 of them?! Am I really gonna complain about opening 2? Alright, we got a Book of Moon, that's
This
good.
pack already
Our
is
Ultra
crazy.
is... Abyss Actor Melamadonna. So that's enough. We could go into a
No.
Melamadonna, like Abyss
pack's
Actor.
bad.
And the Ultra in this pack is Priamid Sphinx, which I'm pretty sure you probably don't even play in Prime. But what do I know about Prime? Okay, I took a look at the Arlecchino pack and I've decided that I'm gonna keep going with
Yeah.
Primordial Rising. I
Yeah.
think I really want cards like Dinomishus and Book of Moon to help me beat Virtual World, and I think that's probably the line to take here. So pack number 3 for this week is gonna be out of this one. No hollows, but that's fine because I'm looking for the low rarity cards actually. Denada! Pack number 4. A hollow. Opavinia Anomalocaris. Pulse Champ. Morella.
What is he calling that card? Anomalocaris? No.
What? I got debated. There's no hollow here. This is the final pack here. It's an Ultra! How? Okay. Bro, I
Should've
got
gone into
another
Abyss Actor.
Abyss Actor card! I need to, like, actually start thinking about this now. I need to take another look here. There's another Canadia and the third Pakaya. Okay, we have a Melamadonna and a Superstar. Those are the best 2 Abyss Actors. Might actually be worth going into still. I'm gonna go with 10 packs back into Primordial Rising.
Yeah,
I took a look at the Abyss
Goes to the
Actors
pack,
and, like,
decides
all
no.
of the cards you actually need, they're all Ultras and Supers. We only have 2 Ultras out of like the 19 Holo cards we actually need here. Let's buy 10 packs here and see if we can put together a Paleo core, or maybe even a Primate core. I might have to read those cards today. Alright, here it is.
This is good. You want a few high
Taking a
rarity
look
ones.
at no
Lefty's
staples,
interesting.
but we got a Bruiser. For a Bruiser.
Oh! It's over.
That's what I'm talking about. Alright, Paleo to the moon. Alright, give me an Opavinia as well, and we are absolutely jamming. Holonoids, that's good. That's our first Holonoids. We can put together a nice little trap deck here. What the hell is that? Fortress, Canadia, and another Dynamite. Wait, that's my first one? Dynamite.
Oh,
These are
yeah.
huge pickups. These are actually insane pickups. I'm so smart. Of course, this was the right pack. Why would we ever consider something like? Imagine going into a pack like Crystal Beast or something. Like that's so stupid.
Very
Why would you
true.
do that? Like, I can't believe like people would be stupid enough to try something like that. I think Congrate might be good in this deck. If a monster is sent from your opponent's hand
The
or
Kaiju
deck to
field
the
spell?
graveyard, special
Oh,
discard from your hand and face
Signwave!
down defense. But this is literally a virtual world hand trap. And over here we've got Corruption Cell. Corrupt the child. Alex Jones reference. Ha 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 ha. That's a
Will they play it? Corrupt the child.
play set of Congrates to counter Virtual World and Dino Biscus. Alright. And here we've got the March of the Monarchs.
Orphish!
Holonoids. And some Triamids. I don't know if we're actually going to play Triamids. I'll have a read at them. I don't think it's going to be anything incredible. Here, Manstrong, taking Olenoids and another Morella. A lot of Paleos getting brought out here. That's absolutely huge. And then we have to decide what our craft is going to be this week. I feel like I haven't got a lot of holos. I don't know what that's about, but hey, I mean, I guess it's fine. We don't really need holos in this deck. I think that's a playset of Olenoids.
The less holos, the better.
Opabinia and like this deck.
The less
is
I
to
open, the
baby.
better.
Did get a mutant card though. Morella, Dancer, and Symphonic Warrior Guitar. Doug has that card, doesn't he? Alright, over here we've got Eldonia, Morella, Skullwagon, a second Anomalocurus. Oh, I wish that was an Opabinia so much, man. And Fusion Gate.
Eldonia's
Hilarious.
fine.
Our haul today is, oh, we didn't get an ultra rare. But don't worry, guys. Next time we come here, it's a free ultra. Haha, right? Have a decent.
All right, here's the Alex Jones clip.
What do I do, Lord? Destroy the child. Corrupt them all. This is their
paleo count here. Okay.
It's
Good
very
baby.
true.
Let's take a look then, see what we can come up with this week.
Okay, as usual, we're going to open up a couple individual packs. I want to try to go into the artifact pack, though, because we could build like an equip spell deck with Moonmere Shield and Power of the Guardians, or we could actually try to build like an artifact deck, I guess. Artifact Ignition is only a super rare, which isn't too bad. Tuner's Hop.
We went into the Guardian pack! Okay, that's fine. I mean, there's really not too much else we could have commented.
This card
Vestinato's
is
huge.
crazy good.
That's
Huge
really
pickup.
big.
We'll do another one. Okay. Another hollow. That's good. Maybe a Machinu Secret
This
pack.
deck be Yugi? Hardly. It be with the Pharaoh.
Pinpoint Landing.
Doesn't open anything.
Yeah, not so hot. We'll do another one. More hollows, more hollows. I mean, we are on
Guardians go crazy. Yeah,
Okay, this could be big.
So for what it's worth, Artifact is a pretty competent archetype. Like, you know it as, oh, let's use Sanctum to get, you know, Moraltech, which is what it was historically used for, but it's not terrible. Like, Begaltech's good. It's alright.
if this is one of the artifact ultra rares,
Yeah, Iatos isn't bad. Iatos, I think, is
Probably.
an ultra, though, right?
could be. Another Power of the Guardians, crazy good.
Picking up powers is
Raid
good.
Raptors.
Yo, go into the Raid Raptor set, please.
Yeah, that's interesting. Okay,
Go
the
into
Raid
the Raid
Raptors look
Raptors.
a little bit too expensive, so we're just gonna go
Oh,
into the
pussy.
artifact pack. We do have 12 packs left. Okay, let's open some polls. I'm not sure if people are gonna agree with this one, but I really do think that the Power of the Guardians plus Moon Mirror Shield strategy is really funny, and I'd like to try to do that.
Oh, should have just opened one more. The Performance House set is so cool.
King Bear. The problem
Doug
with this
knows
set is that like a lot of the main deck cards are just like absolute garbage. Chat. That is so mad at me. No, it's work. It's fine. Watch it.
MBT is gonna roast you for this. Okay, time for me to do the exact opposite of what Chad expected. It's 100% correct to not go into the Performance House set. You ever taken a look at the Performance House set? It's dog shit.
This pack is gonna change your mind.
Dazif, please be better at the game for future reference. Thanks. Oh, cool. Well, you can let him know if he did a good job next week when he uploads the next episode of Master Saga. That's when you are going to be unbanned.
Okay, that's great.
Two good ones.
Yeah, I mean that's a good pickup. Scythe Ignition. Honestly, Raw Talk might be better than this, because we're like playing sealed, we're playing slower, back and forth games.
Subscriber BTW. Hey, if you
Artifacts
give me
only-
money,
that does anything?
you don't get to yell at Doug in chat. That's not how it
Maybe we can
works.
pull the Guardian Yados. Yeah, that'd be great. Solar Recharge! What? Oh my gosh, that's our second Solar Recharge. That's a good pickup. That was a good pickup. Ooh, more hollows. What do we got? Sure.
Wow, that's a nice one.
Big
We can make this
pickup
happen. We just need, like,
Artifact
Begal Pack.
Sanctum. Okay, we really want Raw Talk now. Oh, that's big.
Yeah, you can yell at me. Don't worry. That's
Moon
fine.
Mirror Shield. That's like the first copy. Head Judging. First copy of that. You've ever pulled. Inside it. Appreciate it.
Let's do some Gamba though, Doug. Let's go head judging.
Head Judging. Okay, we are going Goki Supra.
Head so bad I'd be judging.
Link Disciple, not terrible, not
Nah.
terrible at all. So we opened, 3 secret packs individually, right? So we do have 12 total secret packs left to go. Well, including this.
Rosebell of... I've never seen that card in my life.
Pack number 9, nothing. Oh, Moonir, okay, that's pretty good. Final pack.
We're just
here
picking
is
up
an
auto
ultra rare.
Winifreds.
Ultra from the pack. Second Sanctum, perhaps? Moralta? Okay, 1 ultra from the pack, 1 from not the pack. Let's see what we got.
MBT
This
in
could be
Doug
big.
chat. Am I?
From the pack, perhaps?
I don't see me.
Not
Oh, wait, no.
It is an
Oh, it's
ultra.
MBT.
Rose? Well, wait, so you have
Oh, I did show up and I was like, what are we doing? And then I was like, I gotta leave.
Okay, 1 ultra from the pack, 1 from not the pack. Let's see what we got. This could be big. That's pretty good.
That's big. Oh.
What the
over.
hell?
It's
Oh
over.
my gosh. Yeah, that's
Look
big.
at that.
Oh well.
We need Morale Tech really bad.
Witch's Strike, that's kind of funny. Final pack. What do we got? Nothing. Okay, so we do have some options here. That is not bad. 2 Sanctums and a Scythe. Can't really complain about that. Let's get to deck building and see how it goes.
What the fuck? They got a new tag. What is this new card? Wait, is this Crush cards again? It is. They got new templates. What the fuck? Nice.
YouTube!
All right.
We're back with the profile, and you're not gonna be a little bit disappointed,
Does he just play the same fucking deck?
confused, worried for my mental health, and deeply concerned. But what I've got
All right, just show us the same fucking deck.
for you
Let's go
this
to
week,
Doug.
I promise you,
Just show us the same fucking deck.
because it's Gusto's.
Oh! Oh! Who let him cook? Oh! I get it. There's level 2 Gustos that make Anomalic. Oh, he's not playing Anomalic! Oh! Get him out of the kitchen! Get him out of the kitchen!
Yep, it's Proto Ritual Beast. Gonna have to go a little bit light on this one because I
what did he craft?
feel like you guys might get a little bit upset and bored watching me stomp with Ritual Beasts for 4 weeks in a row when you consider the fact that I managed to evenly myself for like 6 and still win.
Okay, that was not a testament to how good your deck was.
Just let me cook, but listen up. What you're trying to do with this deck is summon Eagle, your Winda, and your Vidir, who's kind of like...
So here's the problem with this deck. There's no win condition. You just go through every Gusto in your deck and then the game ends.
Vidir, but a little bit better, and Guldo, to just flow into each other until you set up some synchros, but ideally...
He's trying to freeze reverse OTK. Oh!
Looks like the game plan is eventually at some point we're gonna sync up and
That's what you want to hear when you're describing your game plan. All right, so here's the game plan. Eventually, comma, at some point, comma,
put together a freeze is a very interesting effect. Your opponent takes any battle damage you would have taken from battles involving a face-up Gusto. So
big, shouts out to Makonko, which just literally just gives every monster that.
So the idea is that you set up freeze and then ram small Gustos into your opponent's
Oh my god, I have been muted for hours. I did not see the blinking mic. I think I've been muted the whole day. Oh my god. Yeah, I've been muted for at least 3 hours, I think. I did not notice or I didn't see that my mic was muted because I had something in front of my mic, like halfway up the mic, blocking my vision. That means all my hypeness of the oh god, what was the name? What is the gun called? How can I forget the name of that gun? It's V something. Barista. I was really hyped when the fucking the second? I think the second one or the third one was the one with the really good. Well, today it was the second one. The second one with the really good stats. I was really, yeah, enthused about that drop. Also, when I found the dragon armor with the 4 slots. 4 slots dragon armor is huge. That thing just carried me through the fight. I would have not survived the light attack without that. And in mid-fight, I also said, basically all you have to do is, well, that's what that fight is. Survive that stupid holy attack. If you can manage that, half the fight is already won. Yeah, having ice, like an ice shield. I actually forgot to switch off the ice shield. No, wait, I did it mid-fight. I did it in the second phase where the boss actually still uses ice, which was not a good idea, but eh. Oh, in the boss fight, I was also saying that yes, I know what that soul steal thingy does, but I did not realize that or I rather forgot that you can kill yourself even while you're invincible if that thing steals your fucking soul, which is really stupid. But yeah, it's a thing. Maybe I should rush through the normal quests real quick and get the Soul Eater. Because the Soul Eater is, yeah. -10. GG. The Soul Eater is a, artisan weapon like this thing. But I think, and now that I said that, I think the Soul Eater is actually worse than yellow weapons. But I'm not quite sure. Yeah, and the ultimate version, that boss fight, there's actually another thing. Like, it's one thing to just survive the holy damage, but there's a second fucked up thing. On ultimate, that stupid death that thing casts on you pretty much always hits. I'm not sure how well you survive it if you stack, or if you basically always switch to dark defensive stuff. Like, I know, like, defensive against dark actually saves you from being one-shot by this shit. Like, basically death does nothing but insta-kill you. That's what dark does. And I do not know how well you survive it if you actually have something to equip in that situation, but I remember that I just cheesed it back in the day. I just got one shot like 10 times at least. I remember that when back then I did not get hit by it, like by I think twice in a row near the end of the fight. I remember that. But I also remember that I think 10 times, like the 10 times before that, it always hit me. It just kept on one-shotting me. And I just burned through all of my escape dolls. But yeah, that's basically it on like ultimate. You just have to grind to a point where you survive the stupid lightning or light attack, and then basically just hope for the best. Well, hope for the best with the stupid insta kill, because you cannot dodge it. Like, that always hits. You just hope that you basically resist the insta kill. Or or you have to hope that you deal enough damage so the enemy dies before, well, you run out of escape dolls. That's actually how I beat both ultimate bosses. I also remember that the episode 2 boss, I think the episode 2 boss was harder, but I also did beat it in, I think, the first or second, like, no, not the first try. I remember failing the first try, but that was, I don't know, I did something extremely stupid. I don't remember. I think that that boss also has a few things that you can easily dodge that can combo or insta-kill you. I don't remember exactly. I think the first form of it is actually the worst than at the end. I think I got killed by... Oh yeah, the form on the elevator. That has something... I don't exactly remember, but something chainsaw-y like... chainsaw-y like something you have to walk out of. And I remember that being something... I got killed by that, I think. Whatever it was. But the first try, that's what I like basically wasted all my escape dolls on the first try. And I also only had 5 or something like that. And then the second try, I remember I just walked into whatever kills you on the elevator, like once, or maybe not even once at all. And then the second, or maybe it's also the third one, I don't remember. But when the elevator part is over and you get outside, I think there's something that did one-shot me and I could not. Or I just didn't manage to dodge, I think. And I also do remember that at the end, like, the boss died when I had, like, 1 or no escape dolls left. Actually, the exact same with the first, or the, like, episode 1 boss. I killed both of them without any escape dolls left. And also my healing and my fluid items. Like my HP and TP items were basically completely gone. And the enemy basically had to hit me like 1 or 2 more times and I would have died. But they crumbled before I did. It was really hype in both situations and it was extremely, well, obviously, extremely close. Which was really weird, but yeah.
Large monsters multiple times over and over again until they take
I'm
all the
gonna ram him into my large monster over and over again.
damage and die. We're just pulling a bunch of other staples to complement the deck here, as well as our craft for this one with Alpha, the Master of Beasts. It has very good synergy in this because it allows you to bounce your winged beasts, as well as the fact that you can use the staple card now that Triceratops has been banned.
Also, yes, very hard. Forest has always felt weird. I even said that back in the day. Like, Forest, very hard is easier than hard ruins. Which is, as I said, it's super weird, but yeah.
Doug, you are so fucking based.
Built about 7 different decks that I was doing test hands with
Oh.
and solo mode duels with over the past couple of days, but this really was the one that did
Yes!
best in those solo mode duels. I think it's going to be pretty good for today's episode.
Now here's the problem.
They did not balance very hard
Craft
Forest
morale-
well.
Okay, no problem.
I've always been very confused about this. You see that the enemy's base, like, they have barely any more barely more health than the ruins monsters, and they deal a little bit more
I
damage.
didn't even know.
But the ruins monsters are just so much worse to hit and to not get hit by. Like, why? Also, why do these things give double the experience? It makes no fucking sense. absolutely no
Deck
sense.
is dog
Enough
shit
of those, we should
inconsistent,
be fine.
but he's
Let's
cooked.
get into the duels.
Wait.
I mean, it's
Draw
nice in the
Thunderbird,
sense of,
slow
oh,
down
it's
immediately,
fun
no
to
matter what.
farm
Immediately,
forest for
no matter
EXP
what.
on very hard,
To- I
but
don't
still,
know,
it's
I'll try to play it if I drive. Okay, so these are definitely cards. Let's go set. Let's go set. Let's go set. Let's go set. And finally, mix it up. Let's go set.
Okay then.
Yeah!
That's one of the.
I built Altergeist. Welcome to Saga.
That's yeah. Funnily enough, I pulled an Arlecchino today. Unfortunately, I decided not to go into that. I'm going to set. I'm going to be a little bit more
you've
fun.
learned.
I will be.
Why would we set a card? That better be the best. Why would we set a card? Half our hand is Thunderbird.
I'm going to set. And
Oh,
I'm going to be a little bit more
you've
fun.
learned.
I will be slamming down my Thunderbirds. Certain card is
Yeah.
one of the
No duh! Half the hand is this fucking card.
cards of all time. Okay. That's fine. It's a 1-for-1. I take it.
He's gonna pop the Moral Tech and jump off a bridge.
Okay with
It's
that.
never hitting. What did you target? Are you fucking serious?
Never mind.
L Zone 4. Oh, is that a solo? I think that's strike. Haha, the judgment. Unlucky.
I mean, if it's just MST.
Ooh.
Oh my god, another.
Slamming it down.
Okay, this one
Alright,
made it.
okay, big body.
Okay.
Good.
Yeah, we're in this. Damn, you opened 2 of them. Okay.
This deck is so
Nice and
good.
humble. Just gonna
What the
smack
fuck?
down
How does
and
this deck get so
punch for
good?
28.
Yeah, 28 is fine.
We got time.
Alright. We are going to just set a little boy
Okay, so
and
ignition, the
pass
back
these.
row.
Oh.
Oh, okay, we're.
I think I accidentally gender revealed my monster. This is a problem.
Oh. That's a draw.
Hey, just saying, if you drew Thunderbird, Doug.
I gotta use it.
Hey, it popped face down, right? Yeah, I'll just pass to you.
We're fine. We're not under any kind of clock.
Yeah. I'm just kind of waiting to see what type of strategy you're
We'll probably keep one of them.
before I commit too
Okay,
much
makes sense.
to the field. Yeah.
I think I'm kind of scared. Let's just maintain and force you to make the first action, I suppose.
Okay.
Playing good old goat here.
Okay.
He's just going to take 28.
I'm going to
Artifact!
activate Artifact Sanctum.
Ignition.
Sanctum?
Yeah.
I think someone had a little Freudian
Sorry.
slip there, Doug.
The other one. Ignition. MST.
Setting side.
We're setting
Great,
sight.
fantastic.
So you
God,
see
I'm
now
sure
I
that-
have 2 artifacts set, and you missed both of them with the Thunderbird. A little
That-
ridiculous.
That's really disturbing.
Oh,
That's why I was
Artifact.
thank you, Mr. Mag.
Let's go Moral Talk.
Sure.
Moral Tech doesn't.
Oh yeah, it doesn't target.
Holy shit.
Non-targeting effect, yeah.
Yeah. I think.
Alright, this
I
trade's
think I'm cool with that.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead.
That's the turn?
That's the turn. That's the turn.
Surely we set one of these, right? Do they not float off battle? Is that what's happening?
Are you back on crawlers? Or okay, I feel like I'm playing.
Surely I'm not just setting flip monsters.
I mean, surely after I limited 2 cards, you would think that this wouldn't be a crawler's spine. There'd be no fucking. What the hell? You know, I wondered because you have like a crazy gusto.
Deer!
Okay.
Doug, this is a pendulum summon right here, my friend.
Kinda.
Alright, we're summoning the
I guess
deer.
we're summoning the deer, and the
We're
deer
summoning-
summoning
We just wait
deer.
for him to
Yep.
summon a
We're gonna
monster,
get an
then we
eagle.
kill it, right?
So this one adds one from deck, right?
Hell if I know. What a
Watch
single.
this. Alright.
Wait, what?
So this adds one, correct?
Oh shit! Wait,
No.
this must be a newer
Send
card.
this,
When did this?
Well, this one
No.
sends actually, never mind. Okay, so dump this. And then special this. And then trigger this.
Oh.
And bring back this.
Okay. I'm soy facing just a little bit.
You attacked
Is
one
Vidir
guy.
new? This guy's crazy.
And I triggered a Ritual Beast ambush apparently. What the fuck? Okay, wait. Okay, the good news is. Oh no. Okay, almost all of them are tuners, but not this one. I'm not so like. Let's pass. I don't know what I'm doing to like out this next turn. Like, you just have 3 floaters. Does this one float? No. Okay.
Okay, so I'm going to immediately synchro.
Yeah.
Actually, into freeze.
Yeah. So you have like 3 of every one of these extra deck monsters, right? Like more.
I think so. Yeah.
Gusto
I've been into this
extra
pack
monsters.
multiple times. Yes. Recycle the Pelica back to my hand here.
Gosh, I don't even
Okay.
know like what a single one of these Gusto synchros at the higher levels.
Don't worry about it, Doug. Just don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it, because you can make a 7 or.
Why do we not scythe here? We don't have any
Maybe
follow up, right? All these
Okay,
guys
I will
float and
go-
copies of themselves.
What is he cooking?
Memory
Memory loss.
I like this.
Yeah, I just don't.
Oh, that's
know
annoying.
what will fight next turn.
This seems good, actually.
Oh, we're
my
getting
gosh,
stars here.
Oh,
Gonna bring back Canada.
yeah. I mean, it's levels, right? So that's nice.
There's levels.
What if you have a Trishula? Who knows?
Imagine. It's such a dilemma against artifacts because I have ways to like.
You should just start popping the back. All of them.
Yeah, that exactly. But like obviously some of the back row is real. You know.
You think?
What is Whirlwind of
Yeah,
Gusto? I've
you
never
think
read
so.
it.
So memory loss doesn't negate the full effect. It just negates it like that one effect.
Right.
Okay. So let's go and activate Tailwind.
The equipped card cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect. You can banish this card from your graveyard and discard a wind monster to add a Gusto
Gusto.
spell trap from your deck.
On my
What's
freeze.
the second one?
You want to read Tailwind of Gusto for me, Doug?
Yeah.
I guess I'll read Tailwind of Gusto along with them. You can activate this effect based on the level or rank of the equipped monster. 4 or lower, special a Gusto from your deck. 5 or higher, special a Tuner from your deck. What the fuck?
Okay. I failed to see what this accomplishes.
Don't worry about it.
I guess if
Don't
you
worry about it.
synchro... Oh, we can activate so 5 or higher from your lower 1 tune from your deck. That does seem pretty good. That does seem pretty good. Yeah, okay, so this Tailwind card must have been printed in that set with the year. I would guess. Yeah.
Are we dead?
Is that okay?
He
Yep.
really doesn't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Battle phase?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it, Doug.
I don't.
Attack? I'm just crashing, like, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to think if you can actually cycle through enough to. I'm at 33. Oh, I'm definite. I'll see. I'm pretty sure I'm dead, right?
That is how this deck works, Doug. If
It's
you,
like-
if you do not stop me crashing multiple Gustos into your
Oh,
face, you will be
no.
dead, yes. That is how this deck
I
works.
made a critical error. Oh man. I was thinking like.
That's-
So for
that
what
is
it's
what's
worth, Doug
happening.
drew no monsters this game. Okay,
Oh,
come
shit,
on.
head judging.
Well,
Come on, head judging.
I don't know if I'm.
So
as
how does
much-
this work again?
I don't know.
Negates it.
I always just click one of them.
I'm going with tails, why not? Oh shit!
Wait, does it save me?
Probably not, no.
Well, fuck you too. Oh man.
And we take 16 there. Trigger the effect of Galdo.
Yeah.
Doesn't one of these summon in defense?
Summon out.
Dude, there's a
Just
boy
one
that
big
people are
loop
gonna
with
be
this deck,
yelling
isn't it?
at me. I really don't.
Doug! I tried to be merciful this week, Doug. I played
No,
Gusto.
this is incredible. This is amazing.
I'm throwing you a bone
This
here.
card, yeah, no, I just lose. It's literally just the Lily Bell FTK tricks.
Well,
I guess I shouldn't have let that first Thunderbird attack directly. What the fuck? Oh.
okay, this hand is crazy strong. We passed.
I mean, you're playing Gusto.
yeah, we passed.
What the hell, dude? What does that mean?
What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do?
It was right too. Look at that. It was right.
Not a chance.
Yeah.
Not a chance.
Surely not. Yeah, humble little tea set here. Surely he doesn't have a lightning star.
Right, thunder.
Shit. Man, how do you
You have
beat
many problems here, Doug.
Gusto? This deck seems really strong.
Just fire a Thunderbird here. Just it's like a
Very terrifying.
Very
a
scary.
90% chance.
No,
to
I
hit the
really
Thunderbird.
think I could even just hold here.
I love
Okay,
Doug.
interesting.
He's correct. Wow, if Farfa ever gets to play, we are fucked.
I don't know. It seems like last time, if I would have just not had any monsters.
If we get to destroy the face down Guldo, we do win.
So I think I'm just gonna wait until I know what's going on. Until I know what your hand is.
If you don't do anything, then I'm not really doing anything. Grrr.
Classic.
I'll pass back.
Man,
Pass
those
back.
guys were just Yang's What the fuck?
Thunderbird, Thunderbird, fire the Thunderbird, fire the Thunderbird, fire Thunderbird.
Still Thunderbird.
Ah, okay, we're doing it.
It's the best
miss,
card
miss.
in the game.
Never.
Hit the monster.
It's never gonna hit.
Hit the monster! No! Doug! You have 4 MSTs in your hand! Doug, we won if you just hit the monster! You can't activate the fucking Vetus unless they have a face-up Gusto!
We know. Okay.
You got like 3 or something? Like, what is
Thunderbird.
the chances? Okay, alright.
Read Thunderbird? The stupidest thing I've ever heard. Okay, chat. Why don't you read Thunderbird, you fucking dumb bitches? Why don't you read Thunderbird? You know what, actually, let's just go back to
It's
Doug's
never
Thunderbird.
gonna-
Okay, let's go back to Doug's Thunderbird right here, okay?
Ah!
Okay, so we hit
we're doing
Thunderbird
it.
with Thunderbird.
Miss. Never.
Oh, it's off screen for it. Oh, okay.
It's
So
never-
let's just Google Thunderbird here. Danger Thunderbird. All right. Target one set card your opponent controls. Destroy it. Oh. Oh.
Gonna hit. We know. Okay.
Do you have like 3 or something? Like, what are the
Thunderbird.
chances? Okay, alright.
Okay.
You had multiples.
Really crazy with the spell there.
Yeah.
What is he cooking?
Okay.
What is he cooking?
Okay. That could also resolve our problem.
This.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, I'm
There's
playing
a-
Super Quantums, by the way. I have not drawn any Super Quantum cards this
Right.
but I am actually playing. I'm not.
He
Playing
has Raigeki though. That's fine.
Doug's favorite cards, I guess.
Yeah.
What the fuck was that?
Oh.
Yeah, we can get over it.
No. We needed the
Please
field
do not
spell.
let him cook. No.
We needed to be
What?
able to get, okay, we'll just get it back later. We'll
I'm
get
just
it
trying
back
to think of
later.
what I'm trying to do against.
We're gonna send red layer and we're gonna add the field spell back.
God, you just have infinite. So are the Gustos hard ones for turns? Like each float?
Nope. Doug, come on.
Send the red.
Oh,
Send
it's
the
just that
red.
they float in the lower levels. It's just that they float in
Send the
lower
red.
levels,
Add the
right?
field
That's
spell
what
back.
it is.
Oh.
We can still do. We
I
can
think
still
so,
do
but
this.
then like ego floats back into level 4 lower.
Oh, I thought there was like a stopping point. Okay. So
No,
they do
not really.
this.
You just go with 3, 2, 1, and then 1 goes back up to 4. Don't coach him.
They send
God,
5.
I'm telling you what my cards do. It's not coaching to tell your opponent
He turns into fire too. Ugh.
what cards. Well, I mean, it's like, you know what, Doug? My cards are once per turn, so as long as
Yeah,
you hit them once, it's over.
Right.
What the fuck are we doing?
Why did you make that level 5?
What are we doing? He's just cooking. He's eating the cold packet of Easy Mac cheese. This isn't cooking.
Oh, I just need to get the whole thing. I think I'm doing this now. Yeah. Yeah, we'll special summon this. We'll special summon this.
Oh, a level 17 synchro.
Level
What the hell?
Link
2 effect ones including a super quantum.
Yeah.
Can be destroyed by opponent's card effect. Yikes.
Oh, raw.
I'm now seeing maybe
Okay,
this was...
maybe.
Whoa!
Maybe there's something we can do here.
He's in the kitchen right now.
Leaving a little bit too much to the...
What happens if he
pick
gets
here.
Alfan?
Uh,
We hit blue. That's as good as it gets.
am I in
Got a
danger?
little bit like... What's up?
Am I in danger?
Oh, yeah!
Okay. Oh, okay. We have found the field spell again. Now we have another problem, which is the
I mean-
Gustos.
Well, no. I think you're in danger.
No. Well, there's a field spell you brought back.
I just still lose to the Gusto shit. How do
We have 3 ways.
I beat this?
Good as I'm also a different name.
Yeah, I'm saying
That's a quote I didn't expect to hear today. I just lose to the
I know, it's
Ghost.
just...
No, we had to go for the Grand Pulse. We had to go for Grand Pulse because, as you can see, we need spell trap destruction.
It's kind of weird dealing with infinite floaters, you know?
Well, Doug, I mean, you're the one who put your Link
Okay, wait.
monster
I have located the win condition.
not in defense mode. So
I know, I should have...
Who's to blame here?
Like, do I even crash? Every crash seems bad because you just go into the tuner that special.
Well, last time you attacked my set cards, Doug, I summoned 4 monsters.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you do with that information what you will.
No,
you know
I
what
think I'm
saying?
just passing. I think that's like the Gusto drawback, right? That's the bottleneck is they don't have any like actual
They
special
can't
summon.
what? They can't what, Doug? Play the game?
Yeah, until your opponent does stuff.
It's over. We're done cooking. I wonder if you even Lightning Storm.
Yeah, I think it's...
Well, I think I am going to play this turn, so let's
Says, you
start
know,
with
fuck
this.
it. If it's Morale-Tech, I lose.
Goodbye, everyone. Doug plays around lightning.
Goodbye,
Storm for
everyone.
1 single
I'll
episode,
see you in
challenging
therapy.
possible guys.
I mean, what do you want me to do? Just never set cards? Oh, no.
Don't set it more than 1. Especially when you know.
Does he have Magnus King of the Computer? Because I'm almost positive there was a line to it that time.
Oh, I have FaceTime.
No. Okay. Well. Okay. That's. He does.
The only one I care about here is Scythe, personally. They can't all be artifacts, surely.
Yeah.
This won't do
Jet says
anything,
he's
will it?
missing
I guess
red.
red will add a card.
Red's good. Red's a good one to cycle here.
Oh, specials, okay.
We don't. Wait. Do we not have white layer? Oh. If we don't have white layer, then forget all of that shit that I was talking about. Oh, okay, fuck it. We were never going to be able to negate that effect unless we sniffed it out from the very beginning and just Thunderbirded it. Okay, never mind. Sorry, chat. I just assumed we had white layer.
Did you have that since turn 1?
That's white privilege. Thank you.
I kind of figured when you like T-set and then like weren't willing to commit anymore that like, maybe.
Please don't tell me this guy triggers on summon.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, good.
Red negates the or you can't activate it.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have anything right now, like, that I... There's no, like,
I love watching Farfa and Doug play. They're like, does this do anything?
active effects here.
The Grand Pulse is a quick effect spell Trap Pop, and the Link can't be destroyed by card effects.
I think I'm gonna start with this. Flip up Guldo. We'll go battle phase here. I'm gonna go crash into your Quantum Man.
Yep.
Aha,
you actually took it.
Man in the Wasp, Quantumania.
Yeah, I know, right?
Okay, so now
I
we're
will be
okay.
summoning Vidir.
I'm glad I did not attack that. This card is fucking terrible. I thought one of them restricted you to only summoning like tuners and non-tuners. Is that a thing? Oh, this one.
And the old cards.
Or a lower tuners.
What are we trying to make here?
Crash this.
Ooh, okay. Down to 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the right play, but I think
What is
setting
he
this
doing?
up is kind of neat.
Okay, yep.
We're just
Gonna
making
bring back
like
my
a
Guldo.
really long freeze.
I'm gonna go main phase 2 here. I'm gonna synchro into my freeze.
Okay.
Okay. Contact, shuffle, big boy.
Ooh, I guess I should put her in defense mode.
Why?
Turn a card to my hand here. I'm going to add
Gusto looked real good.
That
I
looked
will
alright.
say the comment section is probably going
Quite.
to be happy about your deck choice because people have been asking you to play this deck for a few episodes.
People really want to see Gusto, huh?
Yeah,
Okay.
especially when you
Contract
went
doesn't
back
shuffle,
into
it
the
destroys. It does shuffle your cards.
release pack. People were like, "Oh my gosh, he has to play." And yeah, no, it's kind of weird. They seem really good.
Alright, we're just gonna get killed by Regeki here, right?
Yeah, I bet.
Just have too much floating. That's the.
I
Oh,
have
there's
too
so
much floating.
when- I know the irony. Yes, I know. But you know, blue goes to the grave. It shuffles back. This one adds one. I really don't need to do that. Why is this thing immune to destruction? I hate this Link monster.
Who knows?
Me too. It sucks ass. But yeah, that part's
No,
pretty
it's not very good.
Okay, I'm gonna.
It's crazy that they gave it a Link monster and it's just bad. They were just like, fuck it, you get a bad one.
Contact with the Gusto. This puts 2 from my graveyard back into the deck and allows me to destroy a card on the field. If you're poisoned, it's obviously not a Link monster. Goes back.
So you go blue,
The blue layer.
shuffle back the red.
It just recycles, right? It doesn't draw.
Right. Yeah.
Whoa!
Wait, why did I take 4,000? What?
You just think it was free?
Divine Serpent. Yeah.
Oh, this pays half your life points. Dude, I don't know how any card works ever in my life.
One! We are far beyond one.
I have not read a.
Thanks, Doug. for the
It's
gift.
fine, it's fine. If that's the reason why, that's fine. If that's what it costs to summon Divine
It's my
Serpent,
13th reason,
that's
that's
fine.
If this card attacks an opponent's monster during
This
damage
is too
to
much.
negate the effects of that monster. Whoa! Doug, I'm gonna be real with you. That's a Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt, Doug.
Bro.
I'm gonna keep it 100. I can't have you negating screens.
Okay, well, we do get to white here.
How?
We're fine.
Yeah,
Alpha
that's why we
and
have to,
solos.
like,
Alpha and solos.
Okay.
Alpha and
okay,
solos.
yeah,
We're
yeah.
fine.
Really a single alpha
That's a good one.
doesn't kill me, right, guys?
Yes, it does.
Surely. Here we go.
Uh-oh.
We have
Oh, okay,
red,
so
a
it is
green, and
evolving.
that's it. A red and a green. Yeah. And a blue.
Okay, so I know which one I don't want here.
We
so I
want
feel like I know
red.
which one.
We always want red, baby. All right.
He
Well,
got it! I guess.
back to business as usual.
I'm gonna lose the Gusto. Man.
Question, how is it going in Master Roulette? What's your record like?
Come on, man.
I've been doing not too bad the last few weeks.
Yeah, the last few weeks have been nice.
I actually am in awe right now that this went this way. But maybe it's okay.
Okay, so you can summon Book of Moon or something?
I wish, yeah.
It's okay.
Oh, I guess you don't have the field spell.
Yeah, I don't remember the field spell. I need to hit the field spell.
Get the field spell.
Yes, that shuffles. Oh my god, this is Oh, I guess this gets to. That doesn't really accomplish that much, but it does get here. Okay, yeah, I mean, it gets it.
He is attempting to Mighty Morph.
Yeah,
Let's
I
go.
am.
Morphin' time!
I forgot that the red was gonna revive this green. There wasn't.
Okay.
Uh-oh. That is a rank 4.
Okay, we do have
I-
a.
Okay. We're just making green, okay? We're just making green.
Is he doing
God,
mouse?
is that a jelly cannon face down?
No, it's not.
Oh my god, it is, isn't it? I have games through not jelly.
How does he have game? Am I missing something?
Okay.
Oh,
He's spitting.
don't make me. Or is it?
He says like,
I don't actually think it is. Hold on, I need to do some calculations before I invest in this terrible play.
yeah, let me do some calculations too. Yeah, let me try and... Huh? I'm just doing some quick calculations. This is a hard one for sure.
Why would I play a card that prevents battle when I want you to attack me, Doug.
He's explaining.
It is lethal. It is utterly lethal. I think I actually just can't out.
Hold on, let me do it. Let me do a couple more calculations.
Value use, so I will just go for it. I don't know.
Dark Rebellion.
Dark Rebellion, yeah. Speaking
at
will
Farfa.
reflect the damage, right? Oh, I want to die.
Well, in Doug's defense, it is lethal. In Doug's defense, it's lethal.
Doug, don't tell me your plan here was to kill me through freeze.
It's not other gustos involving a face-up gut. What? When has there ever been a card?
In the old OTKs, you wouldn't even.
Oh my
She
God,
would
I
be
feel
the
like
one who
you're
does it.
single-handedly funding MDT's lifestyle with these gifted
I kind
summons,
of feel like
please.
that too. Yeah.
I summon you,
Whoa,
blue
whoa,
eyes.
whoa,
This
whoa.
man really had like game
We
one.
have to
out.
pass here, right?
Yeah, Doug, that's what my deck
Are we
does.
getting the
It
shame
reflects-
conceded?
No, I thought it didn't reflect for itself. I didn't think it reflected for itself. Like if it made
Right,
other
okay.
gustos do that.
It's somewhat
Oh, man.
understandable to an extent.
Yeah, I don't think that's like that ridiculous.
Okay.
Okay.
This
Well, in that
fucking-
case, I guess I'm just summoning
In defense.
this in defense.
Not good, folks.
Um,
Can't do piercing at all!
Oh, also, I would take that damage. Right? That's an bad damage. Yeah, I could listen.
Oh
Is this
boy.
a bad time to
So,
tell
is
you
there
that
anything back there I need to play
before
through?
that turn, I stood by most of my plays this match.
There's no way he stood by the game.
1 in 8 chance.
I was feeling pretty good about
1 in 8.
Game one, he played fine. He just didn't draw any.
Understandable.
And this is lethal,
But I
right?
think it's time to do some crashing here.
For the game.
Do you have anything, sir? Just say I have games for like 8,000, so the GED didn't really
So
matter.
we have to ballista squad our link away to destroy some trees here.
I don't know what you were doing with Dark Rebellion, Doug.
Yeah.
We have an active card effect. Ow.
I do.
It's weird. Ballista squad in here for this freeze thing lets us stew in the game through call if we had like a normal Philica or something.
Ballista.
Yeah. Torn Goods. Just in case that goes in the game.
Never mind. That triggers Vetus.
Let's go into Vidir.
Yeah, now it's just gonna be like, I don't know what extra deck monsters we have, more than one copy of that, so I guess we can find out.
Special summon Vidir.
Yeah.
So this one,
We're playing the fucking dog shit window that
send
just
to go from deck
flips.
and
That's
special go from
crazy.
hand. Okay, so we just send. Let's go for Eagle.
Let's know that you.
And then we special summon Pilica, the pendulum summon. And then Pilica brings
We're
back
on his own. So that's our win condition.
There's a pendulum summon going. Oh, someone's in defense. Never mind. Replay, yes. And then on declaration of the replay, Doug, I'm going to summon the one who reflects battle damage.
Oh my god, you actually had everything.
Woo!
Holy.
What the fuck?
Right?
It died the exact same way the hard one died. Jesus.
That
And it also gave me crap loot.
Sometimes
This
I'll
will
watch an
rival
episode.
The great Toon victory of 2022.
Do I get to keep my Thunderbirds?
Sometimes I'll watch an episode and I'll think
Oh
it can't
yeah,
get
you
worse.
did.
He gets to keep the Thunderbird!
Congratulations on the Thunderbird. Everyone give Farfa a round of applause. You have
That's actually
earned
probably
your
good
You get them
for
as well,
us.
no?
No, just the winner gets to keep them. Mine.
That was a winner keep
They gotta
Thunderbird?
go back.
That's
to
probably
the
for the
great
best.
Master Duel packs in the sky. So here we go. I will
Can I donate my Thunderbirds to you at this point, Doug? I'd
You know
like
what?
To donate my
I'll-
Just play
in
one.
honor of the new year, I will gift us both the 3 copies of Thunderbird. You know, I don't know if
Aw,
we'll play
how
it, but
generous
we
of
both
you.
give it. I'm sure why.
Honestly, I don't think you should probably have them with your.
I should probably
danger record.
never play them in a deck after this.
They're
Um,
actually the most cursed card for you.
Yeah, for both of us still. Okay, deck many things. We have extra deck craft. The first extra deck craft is being allowed in next episode. In the next episode only, both players may craft an extra deck monster from a secret pack they opened instead of their normal craft. Rarity restrictions still apply. Next episode, if you want to, your normal craft can be from the extra deck as long as it's an extra deck card that was from
Well,
a secret
that's
pack.
it for now.
Craft any extra deck monster. It
It
has
has
to
to
be from
be from a secret
Okay.
pack that you open. It has
Okay,
to still follow, although it
I'm
doesn't have to
excited
be
for
from
this.
a-
I need something to eat. I'll end the stream here.
Doug do Magna Liner.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, epic, nice.
GG's
Let's do it
first
then.
extra deck craft of season.
I've got the hungies.
You guys in the next one. Bye.
No extra clip! Boo!
Hey everybody, we're live with the first Your Overwatch podcast, the meeting of the minds. I wanted to do a quick end of year review. Really just wanted to get Seagull on here to debate with me about the state of the game and make me look like an idiot for ever trying to disagree with the take the GOAT has about the game, but what's up, man? How you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty well. Having a good time. Ready to talk
Sounds
some
good.
Overwatch.
Yeah, I've been waiting to have a talk with you specifically, but also it was contractually obligated that Avril appears on every single Overwatch podcast in existence, so he had to come no matter what, right? What's up, Avril?
Yeah, I don't know how he managed to do this. I think it's because of you, actually. This is a fun fact, Rito, but we've actually never been on a podcast together because I got on Group Up because you were away and you referred me to the show. So this is the first time we're on the show together.
Yeah, I've been dying to talk to you and meet you, actually. I missed the chance to do that, but looking forward to that. And he wasn't invited, but he bullied his way out to the show because he
Well-
was going to co-stream it anyway.
Oh god.
And I was like, all right, come on.
Wait, did I just fuck up?
What's up, Flats?
I have a streaming hours requirement for the month, and I needed content, so I was like, I'm just gonna watch this. And you were like, yeah, why don't you just join us? I was like, all right, fine.
I mean, Flats is a content beast, so I love to get the most out of him by antagonizing him and getting him to go on rants, so I'm sure we'll be able to do that at some point. But, all right, so that's the quick introduction for everybody. The thing
Oh,
the
no.
central thesis I wanted to do with today's show. We're here to debate about the state of the game of Overwatch, and I want to send it over to Seagull first to know, has anything changed about your opinion on the overall disappointment of Overwatch 2? Have they picked up the pace and impressed you yet? Has your opinion changed on the game at all?
Not really. I mean, the things that I outlined, things I was disappointed.
No, I did fuck up.
I think the game is actually.
I have to do forest again.
Expecting it to be.
I did not talk to the dude to unlock caves.
Everything fun and enjoyable for the most part. I mean,
Eh,
there's always the
whatever.
massive balance issues
Bye-bye.
like that, but it's surprisingly been better than I expected.